out some of the high prios. Aurora, Oriana. Oh, immediately those are going to be the first take.
All right, guys. Only 4 games today, so let's get to it. Got the 1-1 matches, the last of the best of ones. We should have 0 best of ones, but, you know, this is just what we get, I guess, because Riot Games says so. Right? Right. Here we go. Fnatic versus Top Esports. Top of the esports to you all today. Okay, LeBlanc, I mean, you could take away the LeBlanc, but honestly, he just throws with it, so...
Going to give it over. The Vine taken away from Razork. The Skarner still available. Sejuani we saw from Tian. To, honestly, good success in the early game. But Fnatic...
Raccoon Feast time, let's go. Okay, so Zig, Aurora, not gonna let them have those. Yone ban, probably. What are they doing? You just giving Cream Yone for free? Hey, are we just giving Cream Yone? Okay, so what are we playing? AD mid? Ranged AD mid? Smolder, Tristana? There it is. Smolder, Skarner.
But it seems like Fnatic say, hey, we're willing to give you that Yone. We believe the Smolder is more powerful. Or
the Zyra ban is just so perplexing to me. Why do we give a shit about Tian Zyra?
Probably gave us the best example of what a Smolder can do into the well, it wasn't yesterday. But they got him off to a very early lead, but they couldn't really cut this great AP damage later into the game.
We have a lot of synergy here with the Sejuani already.
A huge portion of that is the power of that duo that you're highlighting there. It is the Yone Rumble.
So they're banning Ashe. They're probably going to ban Jhin as well because they don't want setup ADCs. Oh, they're banning Kalista. What, we're just going to let Jackie Love have Jhin again?
Range anywhere else in the draft so
far. Oh no, we're taking Jhin. All right, fair enough, fair enough.
Magic damage to speak of, which could leave them vulnerable to some of the defensive itemization choices, especially for TN.
Is this a brand jungle for Razork? What's the angle here? Oh no, it's Skarner. I guess we just don't have any AP. We don't need AP. We have Smolder. He's scaling. Oh my God, the Wombo.
A little bit of flexibility here about picking those angles.
That is crazy, Wombo. 5v5 team fighting for Top Esports. How does Smolder stay alive? He's not going to be able to walk up. He literally is just going to get Rumble ulted, and then Yone ulted, and then MF ulted. Like, I don't think Smolder can actually stay alive. And he has to do all of the damage. Like, Smolder has to do every single piece of damage.
Have 2 main damage threats in contrast to Top Esports do have.
I think this is big yikes for Fnatic. I just think this there's so much backline threat with Top Esports composition. I just don't think Smolder's going to be able to do anything. Like, Rumble ult's going to be, I mean, if maybe a 369 misses Rumble ults, maybe he can do something. But also, like, Sejuani and Rel are just going to be able to build full armor HP.
Hopefully something the Fnatic are ready and prepared to deal with because it's consistent for
it's going to see the play immediately.
And it should be pretty free.
And it becomes this back and forth of quickly. We need to get as many people with level 2 as quickly as possible so that we can be ready to set up.
Okay, we are lane swapping here. Bit interesting. We're seeing the Jhin. Oh, I guess it's Jhin Leona.
Along with the supports being in mid, again, is to get that level 2 so they can try and catch the wave that's going to be stacking on the bot side.
Monty, if tomorrow BLG draw Weibo and lose, does Knight win the .A award? Has Knight been the most disappointing member of this team? Or has it been 369?
Moving into the bottom side of the map.
I mean,
Jhin heading up towards the top lane. So
I don't really think that Knight has been the most disappointing member. I meant On. Like, On has not been good.
As expected, it feels like this version of the lane swap. I'd say it's one of
no, I think On deserves it
compared to many of the variant lane swaps that we've seen throughout the years. Here comes the TP through.
Are we playing tic-tac-toe, or is that just a very small bingo board? That's what was not clear to me about that.
Well, see, now this is a situation where you'd normally see the dive set up But I mean, given the state of the waves weren't massively stacked.
I mean,
There's
Jin
no four-man
into
dive
the
on
lane
both sides
swap
of the map.
feels
Oscar's
really
gonna take
bad
over
because
level
he just
3.
can't do
Looks
anything.
like
It's just
Rumble's in a
free
similar
plate
position
spot
where
lane,
I think
basically.
swap and
I'll
moving
watch
into
Oscarinen's
Tic-tac-toe,
swap
or is
here.
that just a very small bingo
Yeah, just
board?
wait.
There's no
He's fine.
four-man dive on the bot
He's
side of
a,
the map. Oscar's
he's a
gonna take
really
over level
terrible in
3.
some of these
It looks like
swaps.
Rumble's in a similar position where
But this time
I
he
think given the
is
state of
not.
the waves, they weren't
But
too concerned,
they're
as I say that.
369 has to
Razor's
back
hovering
off of this.
around.
This is what is 369 doing,
Forced
dude?
to flash out.
Hey, look, somebody who can
Bang,
flash a
that's like
Skarner
Fnatic.
E.
You talked about it on the bottom side, they'd opted
Couldn't
not
be
to go
Team
with the
Liquid.
trap. Maybe this is the reason that Fnatic
That's how I
did
know
opt
I'm
for
not
the
watching
first place.
Team Liquid right
Kasante
now.
generally much more comfortable in those dive situations than a Rumble ever will be, at least for the first few levels.
Because I saw a player
He was
flash a
able to get that
Skarner
level
E.
3. This wave still isn't massive. He should expect Tian to try and force the dive from happening. Here we go.
Any freeze pipe sponsors coming soon? I don't know. You can test if our code still works. LFN. We liked working with them. That was a fun one.
Yeah, not able to get close enough to proc it quite yet. Permafrost falling away is big for Oscar. Ignite now ticking. Mako trying to take that hour. Aggro, excuse me.
Have you been doing this for all the matches? I haven't seen any uploads on YouTube. I have. Check the live tab, my friend. It's all there. It's all there for you. All you have to do is go to my YouTube and click live, and all the matches will be revealed before your very eyes. Diving a level 3 Kasante, challenging.
Aggro, excuse me. They do force the flash. Good survive from Oscar. A bit awkward overall from the side of TES. Clearly trying to weigh out the W cooldown on Kasante to get the permafrost, but angle and positioning just wasn't quite right.
I mean, Oscar navigated that about as well as he could have, right? He saved his skills to the right moments. He didn't burn his flash too quickly. And the tower aggro, I mean, you can see the difference between the 4-man dive versus the 3-man, and then with the support is there to try and out-execute and all this crazy stuff. But ultimately, neither side finds a kill. You could say a small advantage gain for Oscar, particularly in the overall from permafrost.
How did Humanoid lose flash? He lost flash in a 1v1. Oh boy, he actually just straight up lost flash in a 1v1 to Cream. Okie dokie.
He saved his skills to the right moments. He didn't burn his flash too quickly. And the tower aggro, I mean, you can see the difference between the 4-man dive versus the
I haven't seen Jun's interview now.
there to try and out-execute and all this crazy stuff, but ultimately, neither side finds a kill. You could say a small advantage gain for Oscar, particularly in the experience department. 369 was denied an extra wave because he was actually zoned away from the tower once he lost his flash.
It's actually like a really kind of bad, this is kind of a bad lane swap, so basically, guys, the way that a lot of these lane swaps have been playing out is that, you know their jungler's going to be on the top side here, right? You know their jungler's going to be on the top side, so usually your support will recall and try and meet the top laner on the TP. But they just don't do that here. Like, what is the Leona actually accomplishing? What is the Leona actually accomplishing here? You know, especially because,
are we playing?
like, there's one of two things that has to happen, right? Either the Rumble has to stay. I think the Rumble stays and you dive this and you can kill Kasante right here. I think you can kill the Kasante because he'll be level 3. But if you have the Rumble there as well, if you TP top, it's incredibly dangerous, right? You get zoned off the wave, you just actually lose. So I think this is not very well played by top esports.
Just a very small bingo board. That's what was not clear to me about that.
Well, see, now this is a situation where you'd normally see the dive set up. But I mean, given the state of the waves weren't massively stacked. There's no 4-man dive on the bot side of the map. Oscar's going to tick over to level 3. And it looks like Rumble's in a similar position where
It's like Humanoid tried to make a kill play in the mid lane.
As I say that, Razork is hovering around.
369, forced to flash out. Paying that respect over the side of Fnatic. You talked about it on the bottom side, they'd opt not to go with the draft. Maybe this is the reason that Fnatic did offer the lane swap in the first place. Kasante generally much more comfortable in those dive situations.
He's trying to press the range advantage.
At least for the first few levels.
I mean, he was able to get that level 3. This wave still isn't massive. He should expect Tian to try and force the dive from happening.
Quite over. Permafrost falling away is big. Poke.
Level 3. This wave still isn't massive. He should expect Tian to try and force the dive from happening. Here we go.
I was watching the mid lane.
Poke. It's all about the W. The sooner they get it out, the easier the dive is.
Actually, it looked like Cream went aggressively onto Humanoid there. Cream doesn't flash either.
Ignite now ticking. Mako trying to take that hour. Aggro, excuse me. They do force the flash. Good survive from Oscar.
So he actually, Cream just actually forces flash right there from Humanoid.
Out the W cooldown on Cassante to get the permafrost, but angle and positioning.
The tower aggro. I mean, you can see the difference between the 4-man dive versus the 3-man.
Humanoid goes back.
There to try and out-execute and all this crazy stuff, but ultimately, neither side finds a kill. You could say a small advantage gain for Oscar, particularly in the experience department.
I know Scream takes a big trade and Humanoid revives the dive star. Is that to deny TP to bot? I think it's just a coincidence. I don't think he's going to TP bot.
Sitting fairly comfortably for the time being, and in terms of gold, they don't find themselves at too much.
They know that there's no reason to because Rumble isn't there. Maybe if Rumble was there, they TV bot. Is Cassante diveable? I think he is with 4 people if the Rumble stayed. I'm not entirely sure on that, though. That's my guess.
Maybe Oscar can find a bit more an advantage on the top side as he does catch that wave and should be able to hold on to that experience lead. Early level 6 could be crucial in the matchup. For now, focusing in on the bot lane 2v2, both sides avoiding those first few levels. Mako only being level 2 is a bit awkward if Fnatic are able to find the angle for more aggressive trades. Overall, though, pretty quiet early game. Lane swaps outside of those initial dives usually don't have quite the same opportunity for ganks or activity.
Meanwhile, the mid-lane matchup going very much as we expect. Just a lot of farming. Usually, the CS is not the biggest indicator of how well the lane is going. The stacks are.
Yep.
I think that Zeka gave us the best demonstration where he was at like 200 stacks in 20 minutes, which is egregiously fast. that was.
Nah, I used to be able to get 225 by like 19 minutes. Some players can get that still.
Yeah, exactly. Normally, I would say that something like 170, 180 around 20 minutes is usually pretty good. And then if you're at about like 150, 160, something's probably gone wrong somewhere where you're a little bit behind.
You really cannot feed the baby dragon. Bad idea. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Gremlins, but it's a very similar concept. You have a bad time if you give this man too many stacks. Azor getting aggressive here. And this is one of the most frustrating things about the Skarner matchup if you're not familiar. His hitbox is so big that when he uses that E, even though you saw Tien try to Q to interrupt, Skarner actually hits first and stops the Sejuani Q in its tracks, which is a really annoying but very niche interaction.
Humanoid going to use the ultimate to push out the wave. Meanwhile, in top, here comes the Skarner.
And Oscar immediately hitting level 6, perfectly timed for Fnatic. 369, still no flash from the earlier play. Well punished, nice.
Honestly, very well played by Fnatic. That's a direct result of Oscar getting the first TP and them denying the wave. So they're playing around Oscar's faster, like half-level advantage.
Top wave, it could have been fine for him. But Razork sees the window, leverages the strength of Skarner to go through the wall.
It's good comms from Fnatic.
Trying to play ring around the Rosie there, doesn't see Jun. Flashing over the wall, a little bit awkward. As Jun does commit his flash over, but Jackie Love will be able to walk away at the very least.
Put him about a level down. If he'd been able to catch that top wave,
Jackie playing super aggressive here when his support is top side and they're making a play for grubs. It is free grubs though. Pretty silly of Jackie though.
Flashing over the wall, a little bit awkward. As Jun does commit his flash over, but Jackie Love will be able to walk away at the very least. And Betty, I think it's important to look back.
No Asian team is very clean so far, not even Gen G. I thought Gen G's match against Hanwha was extremely clean. They had such insane vision control. The only reason Hanwha came back in is because Delight and Zeka made a like god tier engage. Hanwha had no business winning game 1 of that series.
But still a powerful pick, and with a lead like this, you really can make a difference on the map.
I mean, Fnatic, with a composition like this with Smolder, the important thing is restraint, right? And I think what's really crucial is that any advantages you find in the early game, you don't try and go over the board, overforce. You just leverage them to give you a comfortable weak side and then play towards your strong side. You constantly look to harder to dive in a side lane, right? It makes it more difficult for top esports to find those opportunities in the early game. And that's not to say that top esports don't have late game of their own. Yone split pushing is always going to be lethal. Their team fighting, you already look at the wombo combo that they have. That's a big thing. That's a big advantage I think top esports is going to have. But for the time being, Fnatic, I think taking the right approach, being very calm, respectful, and just kind of looking to trade on the map where they can.
Definitely makes a lot of sense. Noah setting up with the curtain call. Bit of poke onto Jackie Love. Razork on the way, but he will be a little bit late. Jun only level 4. Razork now spotted. Maybe they're going to be able to turn this play around. Immediate ultimate coming in. The Impale, a bit of work there, but the follow-up not. Jackie Love over the wall.
Oh my god.
Damage. Only level 4. Razork now spotted. Maybe they're going to be able to turn this play around. Immediate ultimate coming in. The Impale, a bit of work.
He actually just gets a double stun with Q. The Wombo is so crazy.
Fnatic, who thought they had the angle on the bot lane play.
Bit of a misplay there from Fnatic, and Jackie Love comfortably punishes it. A fantastic MF ultimate from across the wall is way more damage than Fnatic is prepared for. They thought he doesn't connect, and that's 2 early game objectives now for top esports.
That person's a very big fan of Jackie Love, and you can understand why. Sitting on the other side of the wall, pushing R. He's a hero we can all get behind. And of course, the early BF sword makes this matchup very difficult, because while Noah is fast with those Swifties, he is not winning any trades.
Keep an eye here, see. So the sun comes through, but then the ultimate from Razork drags him out of range of the wall, so the W doesn't connect from Noah, which means that chain CC doesn't follow through. Mako gets the knock up. The combination with the MF ultimate as well means that they absolutely decimate the Fnatic trio. Well played there by top esports to equalize the kills.
Definitely a very strong start.
I do not care about the Western teams. They are ultra garbage, and the trash pandas are their gods. Well said, Jerky's minion. They truly worship at the feet of the mighty raccoon god, praying for the juices from the dumpster.
Looking at the next objectives, second grub spawn in 1 minute. Keep in mind, TES already got the first Drake, already got both the grubs. So in terms of objectives, they're significantly ahead.
Oh, I get the plate.
4 grub buff or even 6. It's going to get a lot more difficult for Fnatic. For now, though, 369, the one in trouble. Again, so many resources used by Fnatic to try and take this Rumble out of the game.
Well, I mean, 369 is also just walking through the river. That was an easy opportunity, especially with Tian hovering around the top side of the map. Bit of a misplay from him, as now top esports threaten the dive. Yone on his way as well.
Tough for Noah to do much. They get the TP out at the very least. Jackie Love very far forward. Second TP now
coming
in.
Double TP.
And waiting behind. Jackie Love should just be a dead man walking. Quick kill pickup. Mako is already out of there, taking their time to make sure
it's fine. You can just let him die there.
Just in time for second grub spawn. 15 seconds away. Fnatic priority on the objective.
Like, you actually just got 2 TBs for that play, which is quite good.
Have to concede these grubs.
We'll say perhaps a bit of an overcommitment.
The thing is, like, I don't even think you do have to concede these grubs, because the timers are so short, and you still have Rumble TP. So, is it that bad?
Knock up there from Cream, but forced back now as Razork tries to follow. Mako potentially going to be in trouble. Q3 comes in from Oscar, still doing good damage with the ulti response going out. Shun now following up, but Cream is right into the midst. Fate sealed for Oscar Renan.
Like, I think you still get the grubs if you're top esports. The timing on the play is just wrong.
But sadly, this entire sequence of play, while they did win out in kills, at least a little bit, they're going to lose the grubs.
It's a situation.
How did they win out in kills? They literally traded 1 for 1. How did they win out in kills a little bit?
Knock up there from Cream, but forced back now as Razork tries to follow. Mako potentially going to be in trouble. Q3 comes in from Oscar, still doing good damage with the ulti response going out. Shun now following up, but Cream is right into the midst. Fate sealed for Oscar Renan. Is Fnatic forced for at least a moment to back away? Q3 ready for Cream if they do.
Dracos does have insane EU cope, which is weird because he's American.
They did win out in kills, at least a little bit. They're going to Mako potentially unstoppable though. Kazante.
What is Oscar doing? He's securing grubs, but Humanoid, you know, they use their double TPs here. They get the kill onto Jackie Love, but they have to use so much in order to get this. Humanoid also gets chunked out. The real question is, why is Humanoid going back right now? Like, they literally just reset the Smolder, which means that Jackie Love and Smolder are going to arrive basically, like MF and Smolder are basically going to arrive at the same time because Smolder has TP. So, I don't know. Sorry, I gotta ask the wife for something. So, like, basically, because you reset here, what did he buy?
To answer mid, but should not have to concede these grubs.
We'll say perhaps a bit of an overcommitment as Oscar now is
seconds away. Fnatic unstoppable.
he bought a Caulfield's Warhammer.
So Casante able to pull through the wall with a perfect angle as well.
But they just don't have any ults. And unfortunately, there's that minion there, so Tian can just run through the turret, and they re-engage, but there's no Skarner ults, and they're super squishy. I mean, you just have to walk away from this if you're Oscar. You can't keep... This is the misplay is here. You can't keep pursuing this. Remember, Jhin and Smolder have both recalled. You have no other damage. You have no damage. This guy still has TP. MF is walking up. Like, you literally wasted double TPs for nothing. And then you died. Yeah, why are we double TPing?
At least a moment to back away. Q3 ready for Cream if they do want to re-engage objective. Not the name of the game here for Fnatic.
Now they're all chunked out and they have to give up 6 scrubs. What the fuck? And they give up plates in the bot side.
It's a situation once again where we talk about Fnatic overforcing. They got out. Oscar was in a good spot, and then they sat there and thought, wait, we can punish this, we can actually chase for more kills, and Cream's like, I feel like you guys forgot that I'm playing Yone, and then immediately turns that around, and they give a kill over. Look at the farm advantage that he now has, because Humanoid committed the TP up to top. There's now a full level advantage in favor of Cream, and now, once he goes back to base, I imagine he's going to be sitting on enough gold to be able to even buy the Blade of the Ruined King as well, forcing Oscar back. A 2-level lead over him. All of this farm is going to be denied. Top esports off a single play, now gaining a sizable lead.
And of course, building up on some of their early objective control, having 6 scrubs with this Yone on a sideline. Yone is going to be so tough to answer. Makes this really difficult for Fnatic. 369 again. If it first you succeed, just do it again, I guess is the mantra for Fnatic. They really just want to focus down 369. This is their only avenue to play. Humanoid stacking up a lot here, but I don't know if he has the damage to finish these kills. TP now coming in. Cream on the way down. This Yone should be able to do a lot of work. Humanoid now needs to get the hell out. Razzler trying to buy a bit more space, but Humanoid just determined to get this kill. This is so great. The damage to finish these 69 again. If it
They're really going for this, damn. It's just weird that we're diving with a Smolder at 12 minutes into this game. Like, Cream still has TP as well. Also, 369 has TP, and you don't have a lot of time to make this play because it's only 12 minutes into the game. What the fuck?
By the potential of what could be in the bottom lane, but it all falls apart.
Top esports happily pick up 2 kills and crucial.
Well, you say we outscale, but do they outscale? You know, I think that's a worthwhile question here because they have no AP damage, and we've seen teams get away with drafting Smolder with no AP damage, but Smolder has to do damage in the late game, and as long as there are good equalizers, you know, they can get on top of him pretty easily and deal a ton of damage. So I'm not exactly sure this game is playable even late for Smolder, but this is, I mean, it's more playable than that.
TP down, they turn it into a 4 versus 2, and Fnatic over-forcing again. They were so desperate to turn that into something more. They'd realized that once they
they're too horny. Fnatic's too horny.
They thought to themselves, if we can get another kill, make it a 2 for 2, then maybe it'll be fine. I think the play in and of itself is okay. You can see they're spotting out Jaculov in the river, but he's still able to rotate down. He doesn't get interrupted. Jhin is making his way down as quickly as he can, but at this point, like, Humanoid's even going to flash in to try and have enough damage, and it just results in 2 kills. Nice chain. CC Tian gets out with barely, he levels up to Top esports. Happy after picking those 2 kills up.
Happy to punish there, and I think the thing that we talked about with Smolder is not happening, Betty.
Well, good thing Top Esports doesn't have Zyra, you know. Everybody just took a giant sigh of relief. Imagine how one-sided this game would be if we had given Tian Zyra.
That's not enough.
Yesterday,
disaster.
we saw D plus Kia drafting the scaling comp, and first thing I thought of was like, this doesn't feel like a comp for D plus Kia, right? Because they only know how to fight.
I agree.
And I'm looking at Fnatic, and they're like
this doesn't feel like a comp.
Is Fnatic European D plus, or is D plus Korean Fnatic? I think we shouldn't distinguish between them, and we should put them all in a SpaceX rocket and fire them both into the sun. That's what I think.
Catch him overextending.
Elon Musk, please make it happen.
To show a lot of growth, even in the context of this game, they can't afford to make any more greedy plays like this because they're already falling so far behind. 3K lead just about for TES. Fnatic now trying to get set up on the Drake. Make sure that Soul is not an option too early. They have decent control, but
Oscar's got a TP.
Cream level 11. Nerf some of that CC.
Elon's not focused enough on the League of Legends World Championship. He's too busy being cringe in Pennsylvania.
Taking that advantage, using it to secure Drake.
I just think Cream is so strong. He is such a serious problem for Fnatic right now. Yone typically tough laning phase as a champ.
Sure,
That's what he does. Like he really doesn't do much. He doesn't have that much damage. He's very limited as a champion. He's very reliant on getting items.
Yeah.
So once he gets this item is really when he comes online, and now he's more than happy to look for fights, and the damage should show that.
You just go right back. Yeah, it's important to understand. Well, when you go to the store and you buy attack speed, you just get attack speed. Yone also gets cooldown reduction on 2 of his abilities.
Mars is going to be a major region.
Also, if he hits you with enough of those abilities, it's also a knock-up. So when you think about the synergistic scaling of this kit, it's like Yasuo, but you don't have to die 10 times to be
I hope
good,
Elon bans Riot Games on
no one
Mars.
talks about the Yone power spike. He doesn't have to die at all to be powerful, which seems pretty strong.
Anyway, I feel like everyone knows how strong Yone is, so I won't keep hammering on about it.
I will resist.
Yeah.
It's my #1 favorite thing to complain about right now. But Cream will need to find a way to navigate out of this. Immediate ult to Razork. Perfect angle to catch him. Impact there.
We got him, boys. Mission Kill Cream was successful.
Anyway, I feel like everyone knows how strong Yone is, so I won't keep hammering on about it.
I will resist. Yeah. It's my #1 favorite thing to complain about right now. But Cream will need to find a way to navigate out of this. Immediate ult to Razork. Perfect angle to catch him. Impact there. Chain CC. Q3 almost gets him. They have to use everything they've got in terms of cooldown. But that Yone is dead. Shutdown acquired. 500 gold over to Oscar.
Cassante says, get over here as they drag him back into the lane. Cream doesn't get an opportunity to flash away. And a crucial pick for Fnatic. We talked about how much of a problem Cream is going to be on a side lane. The good news for Fnatic is that Top Esports really weren't able to punish anywhere else on the map, meaning that Fnatic find themselves a kill and a crucial shutdown. Does go over to the Cassante, means that Smolder is just going to continue to farm towards the bot side of the map, close that experience gap just a little bit. They now set their sights on the bot lane.
369, once again, the center of attention here. Fnatic like the paparazzi descend. Easy peasy pickup, the 3rd time this game. Rumble's been taken off the board. TES now trying to respond in the mid lane. Noah not in a great position. Looks like they will have to concede the mid lane tier 1, but at least they get a bit of gold from the bot lane kill.
I mean, it is a nice pick, but I still think it's worth it for Top Esports. They get mid and top. That's all out of towers now. They move into the top side jungle, and I mean, just look at the vision control that they have right now. Wards are littered across the top side of this map. There is this one potential flank wards, but there's no TPs that can use it.
Herald charges there. Oscar trying to defend. Second tower, not going to fall.
Humanoid
maybe
TP
is going to fall, actually. There's a lot of grubbies there. Cream flashing back. Humanoid off to the side. Mom called in. Initial slow is good. Quick use of the locket there to mitigate some of that damage. Jun now into the backside. Noah ready over the wall. Perhaps could just go for the curtain call, but Mako now go for the re-engage, and Jackie Love is there.
Fnatic must fight every fight, guys. It's actually in their contracts that they have to take every single fight in the universe. They have to take them. They must take them.
Oscar trying to defend.
Does it matter if we have a Grasp Shojin unstacked tier Smolder with 155 stacks in 17 minutes? Does it matter that our Jhin only has static Shiv? And that's the extent of our damage?
Gonna fall, actually. There's a lot of grubbies there. Cream flashing back. Humanoid off to the side. Mom called in. Initial slow.
He also kind of misses that ult.
There to mitigate some of that damage. Jun now into the backside. Noah ready over the wall. Perhaps could just go.
Yeah, we have to go after their tanks, by the way.
Jackie Love is there, right in the nick of the time.
And we also have to fight when Noah literally isn't there. That's also very important, guys. He's there for a W. He runs around in a circle, doesn't actually channel his ult. Rumble TP's in. Shout out to Noah doing absolutely nothing in this fight. He hit 2 W's.
Going to the side of Top Esports.
How many times have we got to tell this tale?
You can't just give Top Esports Yone and let him cream inside of you like that. That's not okay.
They were going to concede that top tower after dropping the Herald, but Fnatic say, hey, I think there's a play here. They tried to force the fight, and Top Esports very smartly immediately punish it. Humanoid gets engaged on thanks to a nice ultimate from Tian, and it's at this point where you realize it's too overforced. Such a nice TP flank going to come in as well. They're disconnected, and look at this engage. Nicely done from Mako. Locks up the two members. The bullet time over the top. And the Wombo combo is there. We talked about it coming.
This game's actually super boring because Fnatic is so dog shit.
The Fnatic staff there because look, this is a game where Fnatic are
do you guys know that that like TikTok troll musician Jake Hill? Have you guys heard his song "Just Keep Riding Me"? Because it reminds me of this game.
Much more. Cream, the target here, but it's just going to go all in. Snaps right back when he sees somebody.
It's so easy for Cream to solo kill pretty much anyone he wants now with these items. And he can do it so scalable. They should just look to concede this dragon. Top esports have done a great job of, if we think about the punishes that we've been seeing, every time.
That's a Dixon Dallas song. Dude, I love it. So this guy is so funny because he just writes these extremely explicit songs about gay sex. But they sound, he's actually like a really good musician, so they sound kind of legit. So they keep writing me like a pop punk song, but then somebody in YouTube chat said Dixon Dallas. So he created a country music persona called Dixon Dallas. Just a funny, fucking funny name. And then he made gay country songs, and they're super funny.
Independently, giving them a full item advantage over their lane counterparts.
Which is completely massive as we get closer and closer to Baron, spawning 3 seconds away. With Yone on your team as well as a Rumble, you can't.
But it reminds me of the it reminds me of his "Just Keep Riding Me" song.
With the 6-scrub buff.
Though.
The situation where you highlighted early on, Fnatic doing okay in terms of trading kills, but TES were the ones to get the objectives.
Because one of the lyrics is "making Cream inside of me," which is what Cream is doing.
If Jun wasn't there, I think he would have died. I mean, he lost his flash.
They force out the ulti from Humanoid. He needs the health. He's afraid of Mako going in and just igniting to finish the job.
You just, I mean, Tails all the time. People sit there.
Wow, this game is bad.
Is a good counter pick into the Yone and like
this game is bad, boys.
But if the Yone ever gets to
I went to one of his shows a few months back. Like 15% of the crowd were just like gay guys. He's very funny.
You have a problem. I think the crucial thing that teams are kind of forgetting about the HLE draft is that they had the Jax that could be used to answer into the Yone on a side.
I would tell you to listen to Nicki Minaj songs, Monty. They also contain that stuff. Yeah, but it's different.
Cream now farming. Soul and bound leverage. Ulti coming out once again. Combo there. Jackie Love right where it needs to be.
This guy's just a he's like so dry sensitive. I'll show you after this game. You'll see his sense of humor is very dry.
Which meant that you just had more time for the Smolder to sit elsewhere away from the Yone and safely farm up.
Cream now farming. Soul and bound leverage. Ulti coming out once again. Combo there. Jackie
Shout out just gets on top of Noah.
Beautiful equalizer over the top. Cream now just snaps back to safety. Team is there to body
0% chance he gets hit by a Jin bullet. Yeah.
TES in complete
look is down. The Smite is trying to get some form of cross map.
This might be the worst game that we've seen at Worlds, guys. This is miserably bad. You can't just let him get the Yone and Cream inside of you like that. It's illegal.
Kick this off without getting punished.
I mean, Razok just gets melted. He's supposed to be the front line, and you're just seeing how much damage Cream is able to do alone. A simple pick converts into a bound. Fnatic now find themselves 6k gold down.
This is the worst game we've seen at Worlds thus far. That's true. We do have some probably really bad matches coming up in the 1-2s.
And I think one of the big things is you can always threaten this Smolder. We've seen Smolder take over against comps that lack long-range engage, but Sejuani
Mad versus Gam. A best of 3 of Mad versus Gam. Dude, I hope Mad loses. That should be so funny.
These objectives to be able to threaten Humor and make sure he can't play the game. They don't even need to wait for the objective. Cream that was just very casual. He just walked up to Razork and took 80% of his health.
Yep. Just another day in the office for him. Cream.
Now Humanoid's dead.
That's a solo kill.
Yeah, Mom's coming in, but that's not enough. Mom will not save you. What else are we going to say? Curtains? Flash. Nothing to stack Q on. Surely he's dead. He's not. Oh, interrupt comes in from Mako. Mako, the great
Mako saves him. What a god. Oh, my lord. The MF ult.
From Jackie Love to finish the job. 369 are slaughtering Fnatic.
Looking to put themselves.
One more Wombo combo to send us out.
You know, it's no 16 minutes Mad Lions game. Oh, guys, look at that. He got it right before he died. He got the upgrade right before he died. Shout out. He's here to throw some Qs out.
with a bit of confidence.
Get some executes, you know.
In tatters now. Cream with Q. Not gonna get caught out. Can they hold the line? Fnatic still going forward. Oscar backing off. Tien wants to finish it here. Oscar stunned up, and this should just be it. If they auto the Nexus, it's over. 369 goes in, he goes gold, and he has a bit more time with the Seekers. JackeyLove getting pushed away from the objective. They need to kill the Rumble, but 369 has the last laugh. They hit him.
I'll show you guys that song that it reminds me of. I'll have to find the original one because the original one's really funny. Is this it? Hold up. No, hold on. I gotta find the right one. Where is it? I can't find it. No, I want the video is the thing. I want the video guys to show you. Wait, this is it? No. I want the original one. I will find this. I will not be defeated. I refuse to be defeated by this guy. I'm getting defeated, guys. How come I can't find this thing? It's like a hugely popular video. I can find the song. I just can't find the TikTok video that I wanted. That's driving me crazy. There's a bunch of covers. God damn. All right, you guys can just listen to the regular song then, because I can't find the TikTok I want. Quality music we listen to on this channel. The thing is, he's actually like a good musician. It's super funny.
Yeah, your mustache tickles my nutsack, baby. You know that's fine with me. You said you wanna cover my face with love, so maybe I'll find out and see. So throw it back, yeah, just like that. You know just how to do it, that ass is fat. Yeah, we can go fast, we can take it slow. Got you clawing my back, I'm your little ho-oh-oh. He spreads my cheeks and he makes me scream. He's my number one daddy, gonna make him cream inside of me. Just keep riding me. When I'm slapping him down, it's my favorite sound. He let out a little moan, what a beautiful tone, so softly. Just keep riding me.
It's a pop punk parrot. It's a pop punk song. That's right.
You know,
Letting him creep inside of me.
Yeah!
So that's what just happened.
Okay,
Love
so
watching it. It's just a little too strong. Shout out to T1 for that one.
the Aurora going to follow that one up. Okay, so Tijuana just removing some of the really powerful champions on the meta. Makes a ton of sense. Orianna, obviously, also very strong in the meta. And not just,
Good thing I wear earphones so my wife didn't hear that. You're listening to Gay Pop Punk, it's fine.
Been spy so far,
Don't be weird about it.
So far in this tournament.
Don't be weird
and
about
I
it.
Would be surprised if we didn't
You
see
enjoyed it, secretly.
him on it again.
All right. BLG versus
I don't think they would first pick it though.
Team One.
I mean, probably easier to first pick the vibe.
Thank you. Now I will never thought of, I never not think of TS Cream inside of me. I know. Isn't that great?
As you suggested, I can't imagine the immediate response would be a blind pick Ari, but with Smolder and
Every time a banger when Monty recommends content, I'm still reading the article about fighting or fucking your clone. Dude, that is one of the greatest internet articles of all time. Shout out to Dan O'Brien. That guy actually, he writes Last Week Tonight with John Oliver now.
As well as Orianna.
I think he's hilarious.
Obviously the mid lane pool, and technically Aurora as well. The mid lane pool is pretty heavily benched.
I mean, obviously, Knight's Ari is world-renowned. It's one of his best champions. He has an unbelievable win rate on it.
Yeah, he's got like an 85% win rate on it or something, Knight. So we're just giving that up right now, but we're not giving up the... I mean, we can't give up the Yone because we're T1 and we can't play at mid. Why are they going to give up Jax as well? No, just the Skarner. Trading it for Gnar. What's Faker going to play? Really?
Oh, Faker's silent.
Why are we locking in Silas when we see Jax, Skarner, Ari? You don't even have good ults to steal. I thought he'd lock in Syndra with the Vi, honestly. Did you catch the Ravens-Bengals QB duel? Dude, I saw that. I didn't see the whole game, but I saw highlights. Holy shit, dude. Watching Lamar Jackson dodge that sack, like straight arm a defensive lineman into the ground and then throw an interception or throw a touchdown reception was fucking crazy.
Also, the Skarner on the other side of it, it's not something I've seen yet.
I didn't even know Lamar Jackson could
how impactful that can be.
Just straight arm a defensive end. That's nuts.
Really come back to the meta. He's been changed repeatedly. People have talked about him in solo queue for a very long time, but only at this tournament has he really come back to the forefront of professional play. Taking away the RI ult, obviously very solid. The tankiness you get from a Jax ult as well is something to consider. And it's going to really affect BLG's considerations as we go into the second ban phase in terms of...
They fixed a bug where Silas now actually gets resets on Ahri ult, so Silas is stronger with their ult. Oh, that's a... Thank you. Dakwa? I did not know that.
Comfortable grabbing, because let me tell you, Alistar is no longer an option.
It's a really fun skill matchup too, because the charm determines everything, right?
Yeah.
Interesting that Ziggs didn't get picked here at all early on. Less surprising from T1, but yeah, you have to take the Ash away, so we're just going to take Callista. Wow, this is a very low-range composition, though, played by T1. The top Poppy feels amazing here. Poppy feels incredible. Yeah, let's play support Poppy into Callista. That's great. Let's play Jhin. You can actually just lane swap early. You're probably going to have to lane swap early, BLG.
I'm not saying it's... All right, well, this would be a mix-up.
Ah, the old support Nico. Okay, so we have no range.
Theory-crafted, scrimmed for years, hasn't seen...
So this is just an all-in composition from T1. They are going to be very strong in early skirmishes, however.
National stage as much, but it is...
But I'm not a big fan of T1's comp, honestly. Like, when you have this low range, Jack's Counter-Strike gets a lot of value, Impale gets a lot of value, Poppy gets a lot of value.
Powerful. Nico can go in, get right back out. So much...
What I like about this, the comps, is that there's just a lot of...
Did I see the Broncos game? Yeah, I caught the end of it.
Like,
who wrote the clone article? Here, I'll drop it in chat. Dan O'Brien. It's on Cracked when Cracked used to be good. Here, I'll drop it in chat. It's a logical argument that if you are locked in a room with a clone of yourself and the clone disappears and nobody knows what happens inside the room and the clone disappears after an hour, the only two things you would ever do are fight yourself or fuck yourself.
One of his all-time greatest champions, an unbelievable win rate on it. I think this year alone, he's only lost like one game.
Career long, I got 58 games, courtesy of our friends at Games of Legends, 86.2% win rate. I'm not going to do the quick math there, but it's very much in favor of the win column.
And in contrast, Zeus, one of his best champions throughout his career, has been his Gnar.
Add this command for future use. Yeah, well, I would love to do that, but I'm bad at modding, so...
The Jensen 1v1 matchup he had, like, he's just... Yeah, he's a good Silas player, and it's going to be a fun one. These solo lane matchups are going to be exciting. I'm hopeful we'll get standard lanes, but I'm not going to promise anything as we jump in for our best of one matchup between BLG and T1.
Neither team will be eliminated, but obviously both teams hungry for that two.
Just paste that message. All right. We'll try it. I don't think it works, dude.
Quick as possible. Don't want to risk a single thing. Remember, it was last year. T1 beat BLG to make it out.
Oh, Oblivious! Welcome back. Thank you for Twitch Prime sub.
Top 8 in the bracket stage of Worlds.
Congratulations on being the first sub of the day.
To be owner. Bit of mind games here. And the second game we've seen
literally like 1,000 freeloaders across YouTube and Twitch. One guy. Twitch Prime subbing.
Right? We saw
Thank you.
Thing when Faker was playing Nico mid. And their first matchup ultimately didn't quite work out. The Aurora disrupted it, but there's no Aurora this time. Should be able to find a few more effective engages.
We're seeing the Grasp Ahri again, by the way. Like, we've just been seeing...
Flash out from Keria.
Oops.
Should be able to find a few more effective engages.
We're seeing the Grasp Ahri again, by the way. Like, we've just been...
So, E first skill, so Keria has to flash.
Do they know it's Keria? Otherwise, they might not have tracked the flash. If they do, his lane phase is going to get...
You make money off a free game? No, I don't. That's the problem. Space Ubu Cowboy.
Get a little bit tougher against this Poppy.
So the problem with Knight starting E is you do concede a lot of control in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Thank you. Believe in Steven. Appreciate you.
Cooldown, easy to last hit, helps you control the wave. E, long cooldown, single target, doesn't offer a lot. Now, we talked about the possibility of a lane swap. It looks like BLG is going to be the ones to initiate it. And T1 naturally ready.
Broncos 3 and 2 would have thought. Not me.
Makes a lot of sense in the context of T1's bot lane. Obviously, you really do not want to be against Callista Nico for the first few levels. That's a picture of fake.
Is Summoning Insight tomorrow? Yes, it is.
You throw that up on your phone, we're putting it up every time. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a theme to how we promote Faker. You throw that up on your phone, we're putting it up every time. I don't know if you've
Higgle Jiggle, thank you for your tier 1 subscription. I appreciate you.
Cut the music.
Lol mutates my P53 and Uber Blacktorn. Thank you. Ooh, Uber Blacktorn, thank you for the 5 community subs. Thank you. Lol mutate, thank you for your subscription to tier 1. You feel any Western teams are leveling up as the tournament goes on? I think G2 is. I haven't seen.
LCK teams a little bit more experienced.
I haven't seen the games today, right? But I do think G2 kind of was. People were too high on their HLE performance because HLE like threw that game, which is the only reason they had an opportunity to get back into it. Liquid, like, they've had opportunities to win, but they've just misplayed constantly. Like, they, like, literally, Yun and APA could not actually just flash Skarner E in the last game they played.
You can just keep hitting your opponent, gives you a bit of extra sustain. That part makes sense. It's just that in the mid game, I feel like you lose a lot of time.
Where's my sub audio from? Oh my god.
Yeah. Now,
this guy doesn't know.
This is the part of the lane swap that we all know and love because this is the skill part of the matchup.
Can you pull off the dive? Ben, level 2, level 3 now is great. Counter-Strike crucial to survive the dive. On here as well, I think the second you see the Poppy, if you don't know what abilities have been taken, you have to assume Steadfast Presence is there, and it really stops any potential of the dive.
Notice how respectful Bin is being as well. But definitely the winner of this situation. Zeus will be able to catch this last part of the wave, but Bin having access to a nice stacked wave on the bot side is going to be more than happy to pick this one up. Overall though, nothing too crazy happening either side. The initiation of the swap is now concluded as both laners will now look to return to their respective lanes.
Of course, pretty calm, all things considered. We talked about it in the previous game, but once the initial dives kind of fade away, might see the reset to standard lanes now that the first few levels have been kind of survived now that both bot lanes have been able to get a little bit more experience. But remember, in the context of this year, BLG have certainly had T1's number. Last year, T1, well, they had all of the LPL locked down, but this year at MSI, of course, we saw across 2 best of 5s, BLG were able to come out in both of them, knocking T1 down to the losers bracket, meeting them there, beating them again to face Genji in the finals. So history right now, at least, favoring BLG as we head into this best of 1.
And it was at Worlds last year where they met in the qualification. Qualify there for the quarterfinals, where they then, in fact, made their miracle run all the way through to the finals. And
Carrier, the GOAT support Nico, though.
Are expected to be the heavy favorites. They're a team that, ever since Wei is
they're doing pretty well in this lane, all things considered.
They've become
Do I still have the train whistle? Of course I do.
Well-rounded. Their ability to generate early game leads is off the back of they'll leverage their prio, and then Wei is hovering. And just as I say it, the observers highlighted for us. They're pushing mid, pushing bot, and they're...
Thank you, Wonderwaller. 68 months. Holy moly. Thoughts on this Swiss format after we have a couple teams through? It's dog shit. It's dog shit. Why were HLE and Genji playing each other? Meanwhile, we have bum-ass D+. Giving free wins to LNG. Shit's stupid.
But they're just hitting the clone. Carrier able to shapeshifter out to safety. Crucial to get away from that gank, but well highlighted, Betty. Good use of the line pressure from BLG to Fish, and you can see, meanwhile, T1 not really able to make a play of their own anywhere else.
So this is exactly what has made BLG so effective in the early games, and sometimes we've seen some of their inconsistencies in the early games at times. One of the things that they
it's wild that T1 just isn't dominating their bot lane with this fucking Kalista Nico composition. T1's gonna have to play pick comps here because I don't think they can actually play the front to back 5 versus 5 if they're even.
We've seen him play through top lane as well.
Nice route. On getting chunked out.
There we go. This is what should have been happening.
Which he enables them, and he doesn't tend to showcase a preference. We've seen him play through top lane as well.
Ooh, nice route.
So annoying. The Nico does so much damage as support in the early levels.
Forcing the flash out from Elk 2. Incredibly clutch from the T1 bottom lane to just instantly leverage their 2v2 advantage.
And this is the thing, we can't talk about individual talent without talking.
Avoid this 2v2 at all costs. They thought the first 3 levels, if they just got level 3 without needing to fight, it might be a bit easier, and it certainly is, but still very much favoring T1 as they're still grabbing these plates. You've also got pressure on the top side from Zeus as he just continues to push these waves in against Bin. Owner grabbing the Krubs. In the meantime, will only be able to grab 2, but T1 across the board getting a lot.
They do have a 1k gold lead now just off the back of the lanes kind of returning to normal. Early objective advantage.
Escape. In the end, though, some gold has been picked up, so Zeus is putting down right now will make it that much easier for him to take some of these early plates.
Keep my eyes on the mini-map just to see what potential.
Honor almost 6, he'll get 6 after this red buff.
The fact that, like, oh, his bot lane has push.
There he goes.
Level 6 has come through from Gumayushi.
Honor on the way down.
It's crazy that they might actually give. Yeah, they shouldn't be giving up. They should not be giving up.
No immediate fall. They just now spot Owner. Knight is going to get the first move. However,
this Drake with how strong their bot lane is. Owner hasn't. He actually did get his ult off, but it's kind of useless.
Stolen away the ultimate. What else can he get with the dashes? Can he chase down Knight? One more now coming through. Has stolen the ult, now using it. Wants to chase, way ready to go over the wall. T1 zoning him off. Faker goes in again anyway. Flash away from the
nice flash from Faker.
The pop on the Q2 coming through. Faker gets another dash. Should be fine to escape. Ben coming in. He should go down. Knight ready to go over the wall. T1 zoning him off. Faker goes in again anyway. Flash away.
Ben actually TPs into the mid lane here.
What else? Back into the wall, but there's no immediate fall. They just now spot Owner. Knight is going to get the first move, however. This could be disastrous. Perfect CC layering. Owner can't even push the ult. He barely manages to get it all.
Perfect CC layering. So all of the CC was stacked.
Faker has stolen away the ultimate.
It's not good to have CC layering. It's good to have CC chaining.
One more now coming through.
CC layering makes no sense. It means your CC is on top of other CC. That's bad. Super bad. You want CC chaining.
On the Q2 coming through. Faker gets another dash. Should be fine to escape. Ben coming in. He should go down. Knight gets the kill.
I wonder if people will ever stop saying that, considering it's just blatantly incorrect.
The mana or the damage to be able to get another, but it ends up being a 2-for-2. Knight with the quicker collapse, but T1 with their bot lane having more damage to be able to convert the kill. The dragon stays alive, and as Owner makes his way back out onto the map, he's already pinging the objective.
And great CC, frankly, from the side of BLG to recognize they had the opportunity to kill Owner. Could have been a massive threat in the fight, and certainly could have made Knight vulnerable. They weren't able to spot him out first. Messy back and forth. T1 still ahead in gold.
Thank you, Gerbils don't exist. For your tier 1 sub. I appreciate it.
BLG, a lot of pressure mid. Currently denying some creeps away from Faker, so there is a gold price that T1 are paying to take this objective. Have to respect on the flank, but BLG clearly willing to give it up, and well played to T1, coming ahead in objectives across the board.
While all that was happening, we'll get to that in a second, but notice here, it's Owner that's isolated because Knight gets the rotation first, connects the charm, they have the damage, Owner does what he can to get what damage down he can, but then the fight becomes split, as Wei has to flash away to avoid the CC from T1's bot lane.
On actually does nothing here the whole time. Flashes, then gets flash rooted by Keria.
Gets the reset on the Ahri ult as well, allowing him to create some space, and then here he thinks, oh, maybe I have the damage if I can get the passive off, but the fourth shot from Elk is enough to shut Faker down. A very close affair, and the thing I want broken, Zeus was forced to push out that wave top, and Bin could catch all of it. So you look at that CS as kind of equalizing what was a bit of a deficit at the start.
Important to put him in that beneficial position. Wei gets a little aggressive on the top side. But obviously in that previous fight, just a reminder why our
Did you just skip the Fnatic? No, I did the Fnatic game.
Faker and Knight both in a position to
Ellis hates T1's draft. I'm not a big fan either. It's just so low range. It's so low range, and there's not really a good... Like, the Silas feels really weird when the first 3 picks are Jax, Skarner, Ahri, and then you have Jhin and Poppy. Like, there's actually no really good ults for Silas to steal.
Catalysts to find kills, to set up plays on the map. And right now, BLG using Knight, they gain a bit of control around the clubs.
Like, in any kind of situation where this game is even, BLG has massive advantages in the front-to-back 5v5. And T1's just going to be forced to play pick, which is fine because T1 is the best pick comp team in the world, but it's not very versatile, I would argue. And, like, you can't actually fight this.
Is collapsing very quickly. I'm expecting a big fight.
Then first move is big. Zeus does have TP and he has Mininar stacked. Are they willing to commit?
He's got to give this up.
TP.
Looks like they don't want to. Instead, they'll just...
I just think the Silas pick is super wacky.
Well placed, well positioned. Ulti from Skarner is about to be traded here. It looks like his T1 are being caught out by the curtain call. Lockup coming in from Owner, but he might just have to give his life. Flashing out to safety. Where's the last bullet going to go? One more shot from Elk. Will not finish the job. Quick kill pickup underway from T1 on the top side.
In the 3v3, it's T1 that come out ahead once more on not level 6, meaning he can't remove one of those T1 members from the equation. BLG don't have the damage, and it means the T1 find themselves another kill. Elk with the push, has the 4th shot, looking to get that tower plate, will secure it. as resets start to come through. Meanwhile, Gumayushi, sitting in mid, takes the mid wave, actually rotates now down towards bots to try and help secure that tower. They're gonna secure it. Nice map movements there coming out from the T180 carry. It's Elk spending a lot of time. Elk with more on, not level 6, meaning he can't remove one of those T1 members from the equation. BLG don't have
watching
the
the bot side here.
Enemies, the T1 find themselves another kill. Elk with the push, has the 4th shot. Look,
going to go. One more trying to defend on, well placed, well positioned. Ulti from Skarner is about to be traded here. It looks like his T1 are being caught out by the curtain call. Lockup coming in from Owner.
I mean, if they just opt into 2 versus 3s here, basically, on not even level 6 yet.
Quick kill. Ulti from Skarner is about to.
Good work done on this bot tower.
So I'm watching this fight again.
Unlikely he'll be able to grab that last plate, at least on this wave, is Faker and Owner trying to defend on, well placed, well positioned. Ulti from Skarner is about to be traded here. It looks like his T1 are being caught out by the curtain call. Lockup coming in from Owner, but he might just have
They actually stopped a lot of the possible follow-up by using Carrier's ult.
Quick kill pickup underway.
This is a super weird position though.
Definitely.
Because they don't really have a lot of information, and they also are trying to make a play with Poppy and Skarner. And like those champions don't have any damage, so it doesn't really matter if you CC people. You're still playing into the Silas. Faker used Skarner ult on Skarner. Yeah.
Definitely. Unlikely he'll be able to grab that last plate, at least on this wave, is Faker and Owner trying to defend on, well placed, well positioned. Ulti from Skarner is about to be traded here. It looks like Faker and Owner trying to defend on, well placed, well positioned.
They used Skarner ults on each other. That's so wild. I've never seen that. Look, everybody is suppressed. They literally are Skarner ulting each other. Guys, do you know who gets to move in this situation? Who gets to choose who's moving? Do you guys know what I mean? Because like the first Skarner,
definitely.
Nobody, but they're moving though. Because he starts to drag it back. And then this suppression ends, and then they go the other direction for like an 1/8 of a second. No, Wei was the one moving after it was Faker who was moving them first, and then Wei moved them last. The Skarner tug of war is super funny though.
Remove one of those T1 members from the equation. BLG don't have the damage. Enemies, the T1 find themselves another kill. Elk with the push, has the 4th shot, looking to get that tower plate, will secure it. As resets start to come through. Meanwhile, Gumayushi,
you know what I think? I think that if a Skarner and a Silas ult each other with Skarner ults, there should be some sort of quick time event to decide who gets to control who moves.
Mid, takes the mid wave, actually rotates now down towards bots to try and help secure that tower. They're gonna secure it. Nice map movements there coming out from the T180 carry. It's Elk spending a lot of time to push in this wave. Yeah, resetting makes a lot of sense.
And a bit frustrating, right? Because you just get that 4-grub buff. You would love to be able to get some pressure down on top side. But Faker and the rest of T1 in the area means the play kind of fizzles. Elk doesn't have
How are those Broncos, Monty? PS2 is a monster. I know. I think today sealed the fact that I need a Pat Surtain retro jersey. Dude, those jerseys look so fire. I'm so sad that they don't actually have that those aren't the normal jerseys. Like the new jerseys are okay, but they're not as good as I'll show you guys. Look at this fucking play. 100-yard pick 6. Look at this. Look how fire these jerseys look too.
Minshew looking, throws intercepted by Surtain.
Those jerseys are so good.
Nobody's gonna catch him. Surtain going all the way for a Denver touchdown. But there
Look at how good those jerseys look.
in motion.
Look at that.
There is in motion.
They're so beautiful.
But there
You're a beautiful man, Pat Surtain.
available to him. But notice Zeus already back out onto the map. He's been able to go back to base, spend that money. He can now go top, catch that wave. Kumiyushi continues to push in mid. He can.
Do I watch NCAA? No, I don't. I don't watch. I don't watch Challenger NFL.
Already back out on the map, while Elk needs to commit that reset.
And this means they're in a position to contest.
Did that come back for holding? No, it was a touchdown.
To get pressure mid and start to set up for that Herald. They do not want to give this away when BLG have hit that 4-grub threshold. But on hovering, maybe hoping to catch Zeus out if he overcommits here. Malignus completed for Knight. Will make the ult more accessible, but not necessarily the biggest damage.
Bonix passing his sus down field. Dude, he threw a 50-yard touchdown pass today that was just straight dropped in the end zone.
Spike.
It was a beautiful pass.
Hovering around the top side for BLG.
Bo was good today. I will not accept this Bonix slander. Look, he's a rookie. He's doing pretty well.
He should be all right. Way looking to make the dive happen. Owner here as well. Bounce in from Zeus, trying to get away from the Skarner, knowing that CC is lethal. And Pale is there, but the knockback is close. They push him away, but Zeus is still holding the completed item. He should be all right. Way looking to make the
so trying for the dive here, but Zeus is about to hit Mega, hops out.
Away from the Skarner, knowing that CC is lethal. And Pale is there, but
the timing is super good, by the way, and Owner doesn't have ult, so he actually can't make a play there. I don't know if you don't want to be next to this Gnar, though. Silas is coming.
Beautiful from T1, and now here comes Carrier. It looks like Faker. They're uncertain the charm going to hit. Now they realize it's an eco.
I love your response there, because I'm like, Faker's coming, Faker's coming. Like, it's not Faker, it's Gary.
Oh, I was looking at the mini-map, too. I got trolled.
Team, I have one request, please, for us.
Do you watch that Good Sports? Yeah, Brandon Perna and I follow each other on Twitter. Maybe he's secretly an esports fan. I think he's very funny.
Oh, okay. So ultimately, nothing comes off the back of that. BLG, they tried to set up a dive onto Zeus. I love the idea with Knight there right behind them. I felt like that they would have enough damage, but the arrival.
Bonix's favorite target was Javante Williams, says it all. Look, man. Juan Fra 8203. Did you know that today Bonix passed to 11 different receivers, which was the most in Broncos team history? And that includes like the record-breaking season in 2013 that Peyton Manning has, where he threw for like 5,000 yards. Okay? So when you say his favorite, you can say that, but it doesn't really tell the whole story, does it, Juan Fra 8203? What are you? Are you some sort of Raiders fan? Look, I'm not saying he's the greatest QB of all time, but like he had a good game.
Rival of Ona really kind of ruined the play setup, bought enough time for Zeus to get the Mega Gnar, and then he was able to make a mega play to buy enough time to force BLG to then disengage.
And when you burn those resources, you don't have enough left to take the fight. As Faker gets aggressive on the bottom side, not sure if they have enough.
You can't win this, because I actually know what happened in that game. You can't troll me with your fucking gigabad takes.
Here to make this.
As a Chargers fan, oh my God, it's the one Chargers fan. He's here in my chat. He's here in my chat, guys. I went to Chargers games in LA versus the Broncos, and like 3/4 of the stadium was Broncos fans, including me. We found the one Chargers fan. He's here. He exists. He exists.
This happened. Poppy ult stolen away. T1, this is both. They already got one objective. They want to go for two. They left to take the fight. As Faker gets aggressive on the bottom side. Not sure if they have enough. Here to make this happen. Poppy ult stolen away. T1, this is both. They already got one objective. They want to go for two. They force the flash out from on. T1.
The Chargers left you, and I hate them. Just like your dad. Just like your dad.
Pulling incredibly far ahead. That
the Chargers also left for a pack of cigarettes and never came back.
Now getting that wave into top side, and Zeus here for the play and right back to top to defend. Now Faker TPing as well. They're nervous. They don't want to risk the dive. I think maybe a bit over-eager from the side of T1. But still, they get the Drake, they get the Herald, they get the kills on top side, or the play on top side. Beautiful stuff. Just now getting. They got one objective. They want to go for two. They force the flash. Take the fight as Faker gets aggressive on the bottom side. Not sure if they have enough. Here to make this happen.
Why is On keep going in, dude? How many times is On gonna die in front of Drake Pit?
Force the flash out from On.
Bought enough time for Zeus to get the Mega Gnar, and then he was able to make a mega play to buy enough time to force BLG.
Like you give this up, everybody's already rotating over, but you have no pressure on the map because you just all recalled.
Comes Carrier.
You try to make this dive topside, okay? So T1 knows that they have tempo on the map right now, right?
I love your response there because I'm like, Fake is coming, Fake is coming.
Right?
It's not Faker, it's
So
Furia.
they know they have tempo on the map.
Design team, I have one request. Please, for us, make it the correct picture.
Yeah, that would be really nice, by the way, if during the observer mode it actually was just always Nico.
For sure. Carrier does not have the engage range.
Oh, okay. So ultimately, nothing comes off the back of that. BLG, they tried to set up a dive onto Zeus. I love the idea with Knight there right behind them. I felt like that they...
Monty out here telling everyone how good the Broncos game went. Meanwhile, Dom is balding on his Dolphins, even though they won. Look, the Broncos were... The over-under on Broncos wins this season was 5.5. All right? And they've already won 3 games. They're halfway. Nobody expected them to be good. And they beat the Bucks. They beat the Bucks and they beat the Jets. And now they beat the Raiders. All right? As a Broncos fan with 0 expectations for this season, they are already exceeded. The Dolphins were supposed to be a good team.
To get the Mega Gnar, and then he was able to make a mega play to buy enough time to force BLG to then disengage.
And when you burn those resources, you don't have enough left to take the fight. As Faker gets aggressive on the bottom side, not sure if they have enough here to make this happen.
Like, they're paying Russell Wilson $50 million to sit on the Steelers bench. Okay?
And when you burn those
like, they're way better than anybody thought they would be.
Faker gets aggressive on the bottom side.
Shout out Vance Joseph.
Here to make this happen. Papillon stolen away. T1, this is both. They already got 1 objective. They want to go for 2.
He has to flash too. He already E'd to the Drake.
T1 pulling incredibly far ahead. That beautiful play on the top side has won them so much. Bin is just now getting that wave into top
Zeus
side.
catching top. It's actually crazy that they get this. But anyway, as I was saying, like, basically because this play failed in the top side, T1 actually still has HP advantage. So they're able just to, you know, play for tempo here. Because look at this. You know, they pushed this out. Everybody had reset on this side, so they're able to go for Herald, and then we try and make a play here, but we're not willing to commit the TP, and we have no pressure in the bot side, so T1 actually just really reacts extremely well. One of my complaints about T1 earlier was that they were not taking advantage of these opportunities. You know, they like should have done Baron in some of their games, and they just didn't. But this is good.
Now Faker TPing as well. They're nervous. They don't want to risk the dive. I think maybe a bit over-eager from the side of T1. But still, they get the Drake, they get the Herald, they get the kills on top side, or the play on top side. Beautiful stuff.
So T1 walk away with the second dragon of the game.
Ari was also overstaying for Malignance Gold. Ulche, thank you. It's a good observation.
Because once the TP had come through top, Faker wanting to be a home.
Yeah, if you want to make that play, you just have to be able to TP for it.
And was ready.
So T1 has just been first moving on the map now.
To turn it into a 2v2.
Now they have Herald. Everything's looking good.
As Zeus now makes his way towards bot lane. Bin with the TP advantage for now, but there's not really an objective for them, for BLG I should say, to find any real advantage with.
No, 4 minutes on both the Baron and the Cloud Drake. T1 obviously 2 Drakes thus far. First items completed. Just about across the board. I imagine Bin has it once he does get the opportunity to recall, but he has been out on the map for quite some time. Equation there, great pick from BLG.
Nicely done.
Steal away Knight's ultimate, full gold lead, and 2 Drakes. It's nothing insurmountable as Faker got to be caught out here. Hale going in, well timed, well positioned. Charm follow-up is there. Did you not want to give him the chance to steal?
Very nice. Chain of CC.
Ultimate. Not sure about the individual cooldown. Taking his time on this one. Does he have the hijack? The answer is no. Faker going down. Taken out of the equation there. Great pick from BLG.
Nicely done by Knight and Way. They were waiting for that flash to come through from Faker. Only then did Knight actually commit the ultimate. They were cautious of the fact that Faker could heal.
I hate it's called football. I hate how you call a soccer football when it's called soccer. And you can't say it's not called soccer because it was invented by the British and they called it soccer. So why are the British calling it football now? It's supposed to be called soccer, guys. It was called soccer first.
Shock already propped. That's one squishy Poppy now. Guma there, quick to pick up the kill, but it's Elk who's in trouble. Zeus coming from behind as well. Elk's got nowhere to go. One more bullet, not enough to get the kill. But Bin and Way are here as backup, and it might just be curtains for T1. Guma, the heal coming in. Carrier trying to body block as best he can, but Bin already grabbing another kill. Carrier now needs to get the hell out. Quick flash. Force shot will not connect. BLG, excellent counterpunch in mid.
My goodness, BLG are locked in right now. The response from Bin.
You guys are all out there loving a sport with no scoring, too many guys on the field, where you just pretend you have injuries all the time. Imagine liking a non-contact sport. How beta can you be?
Yeah, he was put down early on. They might have had to sacrifice an objective to get him to an even state in this game, but this is a terrifying pick in his hands. We take a look back at this play, you can see the impact that he has.
So again, this play starts with, remember, the top lane already died. We turn our attention onto On.
Is watching League. Yeah, but I do kickboxing.
Then gets collapsed. Level 6 doesn't get a chance to use
The sport I play is Muay Thai.
The ultimate comes through from
So you can soccer these
and then
nuts.
Turn their attention onto Elk. It's at this point where they've overcommitted, but they don't realize that the TP has already come through. They're trying to set up this tower dive, but Carrier is very low HP. Gumayushi has to ult him, and then Guma has to flash because he knows that the counter-strike is there from Bin, meaning that he now has nowhere left to go. Nice collapse coming through from BLG to equalize the kill score.
In a difficult situation, I like the patience from T1 initially, waiting out the Aftershock, waiting out the Celestial opposition to make sure they can burst down On, but overcommitting a bit in terms of resources, and BLG starting to tie up the gold lead. Again, in League of Legends, gold can be a bit misleading. It's more about the item completions, but you can see Faker's still not a second item completed. Similar story for Guma. So in the coming fights, pretty even footing. Flashes, however, on the side of T1, down across the board really on key members other than Zeus, and Knight in a position where he can really take over a fight given that he has access to that flash. Faker maybe going to try and burn it now. He does steal the Ahri ultimate. Won't be able to get anything so far.
Just space trading. Clears out the wave, gets level 12. He is about a half a level behind Knight, just because of that kill that Knight was able to find on the top side. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. Faker wants to get his reset off. Knight should be able to push one more wave, and then he can either choose to base, maybe complete the Leandries, or make his way down. That's actually forcing Faker to stick around as Zeus finally catches that bot wave. Bin back out onto the map. Actually already grabbed himself the arm guard. Something that maybe T1 won't be expecting in the fight.
Recall now from Knight. Probably second item completion. Faker in a similar boat, both mid laners with TP. They do want to fight for this objective. You can see Elk and Guma showing on mid-wave. They want to try and get this one shoved in so they can have advantage on the objective.
Knight wants one more wave. That might be enough to get in the Leandries, but how much time is it going to cost them? He secures...
I think his BLG is still very much in this.
TP bot lane.
Okay, 2 TPs.
Lower and lower, desperate to get the Mega. Faker gives him a bit more time to stack it up, but it might not be enough in the face of Knight. Flash is available.
I don't think BLG want to pursue this.
Flash quite easily. Playing this one out a little bit slower. Jack's ulti stolen for a bit of extra resources, a bit extra resistances. Elk waiting off to the side. Curtain call can come. Recall now from Zeus. T1 bullying, giving space for their top laner to recall and reset for the fight. He might need to use TP, but he'll be...
That's the thing, though, is that the person they chunked out was Zeus, right? Whereas Knight and Bin both took damage, but Knight already used his TP to make the play. So because Zeus is the one with TP available, he's actually the scary one in this situation. He's trying to walk top just to catch the wave, but also to generate, try and get him closer to Mega. Like, he never actually got Mega here. T1 is finding very narrow timing windows, if you guys notice, where they have advantages on the map.
Waiting off to the side. Curtain call can come. Recall now from Zeus.
Going to match for the time being.
Used. TP bot lane. Gonna be matched here. Zeus getting lower and lower. Desperate to get the Mega. Faker gives him a bit more time to stack it up, but it might not be enough in the face of Knight. Flash is available. Can charm flash quite easily. Playing this one out a little bit slower. Jack's ulti stolen for a bit of extra resources.
Electrocute proc. I mean, Knight just gets low is the thing, and with both Jax and Ahri low, Faker's able to stay, and they're able to threaten the recall into TP after Gnar gets full, and he still has Mega.
Rage already stacked. Faker off, isolated.
The problem is, Knight does get the Leandries, but think about how much time he spent getting it. Because he stayed to that extra wave on top, he wasn't able to get the reset off, he wasn't able to replenish his HP or his mana, so once he then commits the
base for their top. Jack's ulti stolen for a bit of extra. It's getting lower and lower. Desperate to get the Mega. Faker gives him a bit.
No, Knight did not reset before TPing.
He secures it.
He didn't have time to. Faker was on a reset when he TPs in. But the HP bar resource is working out very well in T1's favor.
Flash is available. Can charm flash quite easily. Playing this one out a little bit slower. Jack's ulti stolen for a bit of extra resources, a bit extra resistances. Elk waiting off to the side. Curtain call can come. Recall now from Zeus. isolated.
The problem is, Knight does get the Leandries lane to match the play from Faker, who had just gone back to base. He's now forced to... But I guess you could argue that, like, a bit of a misplay there from Knight. You understand the logic. I only need one more wave from an item. If I get this item, I'm going to be really strong. We just have to stall. But then that play happens on the bot side of the map, and then it's just his...
It's a really good timing, though, from T1, who know that, you know, Knight is going to have to... He's going to TP. He's going to have to TP before buying, so he doesn't have Leandries. T1 playing this really well.
Numbers advantage, especially given that Zeus was just allowed to back and had the TP available. They wisely concede the dragon.
I don't think On is good at Poppy. Yes, we know.
A misplay there from Knight. You understand the logic. I only need one more wave from an item. If I get this,
like, they weren't watching the Drake timer. Is really what it was for BLG.
Side of the map, and then it's just this cascading series of events allowing T1 to put themselves on soul point.
It's a difficult position to be in. Every choice comes with a cost, and ultimately that one is going to cost them the Drake, right? Because Faker's TP does.
But the biggest problems have been weighing on for BLG so far at Worlds.
Knight has that second item. Ulti about to come off cooldown, still has the flash, but there's not a lot to fight for right now. Neither side.
Faker stealing Jack's ulti and just playing frontline for T1. For Guma owner and Carrier to kill Bin. Yeah, the thing is that he built a very early arm guard. And he has Rocket Belt, so he's just playing utility, and he can use Jack's ult to get resist.
The top side of the river fully in their control. Faker now going to match the wave, and T1 have to respond.
Where is Jun? He riding the pine, buddy.
Getting very low, 4 members strong in the mid lane. They should be able to secure this.
T1 holding on as best they can. Okay, wave clear, but really just not enough to stop the pressure coming in here from the side of BLG. The threat of Faker on side, though. Does mean BLG will back off, likely to need one more wave. Bin feeling more confident in the 1v1. Zeus has flash, likely to be forced here. Flash out from Zeus. How long in the leap strike should you be able to finish the job? Goes golden! A freeze frame, baby, as he dunks the top.
Bin got arm guard after Trinity Force. That's pretty crazy. You don't normally see that till, like, third item.
I mean, Bin, you already saw how well he was doing in the 1v1 matchup, but the Jack's reaching a point where the Gnar just can't deal with him anymore, and he's going
to have repeated
T1 now as they can't cross map. You just sit there and say T1. BLG now with a much firmer foot.
This is the first time On played Poppy in pro play. I mean, I believe it watching this.
To try and save him, but it's gonna be Faker in trouble. Zeus getting lower. Bin finding the initial kill. Goes golden once again. Buys a brief moment. Curtain call now coming out in the extended fight. It's BLG taking control. Carrier ready to disengage if they need it. Knight finding the angle. BLG with a beautiful play.
BLG set their sights on the Baron. A massive.
Now pressure on Guma. Steals enough.
Goomer.
Be able to stop this play. Carrier cannot overstep.
Only Zeus has TP.
The most they can hope for is a steal. But it's so difficult with On. It's so difficult with the pick tools that BLG can bring to bear. 8K getting lower. T1 are here, maybe just hoping for exit kills. Respawn from Zeus. He does have the TP. He will use it. 5K getting lower. Off on the side is the Poppy. On. Ulti, 15-second cooldown. Looking to lock up Elk. Where's the follow-up going to go? Carrier trying to just wait. Guma knocked back to the wall. The flash forward. Going to try to finish on the lower. Off.
I mean, they don't have any ults, though.
On the side is the
like, they don't have any Skarner ults, so they're able just to get into the back line instantly because they have Vi ult onto Elk. And then Guma actually just flashes on top of him. Zeus almost mega. Oh my god, Zeus is going to destroy them.
Versus all of T1, baby, and that is not enough. Off in the clutch. Ulti, 15-second cooldown. Looking to lock up Elk. Where's respawn from Zeus? He does have the TP. He will.
Why is On in the back of the pit?
Off on the side is the Poppy. On.
They wait out the charge, so it goes on a 15-second cooldown, and when the Poppy ult is down, that's when they decide to do this.
Respawn from Zeus. He does have the TP.
But Bin coming over the wall there? What is he doing?
Getting lower. T1 are here, maybe just hoping for exit kills. Respawn from Zeus. He does have the TP. He will use it.
Like he's trying to get the flank here, but they just completely outmaneuver him, and Bin is both not on. They just need to finish the Baron. Like, that's what I don't understand. They need to finish the Baron. What are they afraid of? He's literally not charged Mega at all. Like, why is Bin out of the pit?
15-second cooldown. Looking to lock up Elk. Where's the follow-up going to go? Carrier trying to just wait. Guma knocked back to the wall. The flash forward. Going to try to finish on the first AD carry. Now he's on the hunt.
It's a good reaction from T1 because they know the Skarner can't really peel.
Ulti, 15-second cooldown. Looking to lock up Elk. Where's the follow-up going to go? Carrier trying to just wait.
And Guma gets a good flash. On also doesn't hit the stun. Oh no, he does hit the stun. It's just cleansed.
Cooldown. Looking to lock up
JK.
Where's the follow-up going to go? Carrier trying to just wait. Guma
instant cleanse flash. But you just don't have any ults, and you can't position like that because Bin is the one who actually has to kill them. So him jumping out of the backside of the pit is crazy.
In the 4 versus 5, T1 are able to turn the fight around. Incredible target selection from Ona to set up for the team.
Forward to die here. Zeus now chasing. Baron gonna fall. Carrier getting lower. Oh, T1 securing the first Baron of the game, cementing the lead. Soul point as well. If BLG cannot take this Drake, they're going to be in dire straits.
But look at the target selection. You can see how T1 is kind of funneled into the blue buff area of BLG's jungle.
I mean, On and Bin are just useless in this fight.
Knight and Elk. Knight doesn't have the ultimate available. Guma smartly flashes in to lock them down alongside Ona.
It's a good play by Guma. It's a very good flash.
Gone, it's really all up to Bin to be able to clean up the fight. He does what he can.
See, the problem is that by the time they kill Guma, the Mega Gnar is up.
Guma,
right?
Zeus is able to find a double. And this was all while Faker wasn't even there. Excellent team fight from T1, gets them the Baron, and just like that, they flip the game once more.
And you see frustration on the face of Elk, right? In the Jhin, when you're Jhin in that situation, it's so hard to do anything. You need space to work. You need space in the team fights. T1 now setting up for Soul Point.
Okay, Vile just came back up.
BLG happy to keep them here. The longer they keep T1 interested, even if they don't start the objective, the more of the Baron buff they are burning. But it looks like it might just be the flip.
Remember, you've
Carry
got
off
the
on the
Callisto
side.
as well.
Knockback from On will be big, trying to zone out. Gets the jungler out of the picture, they instantly get the objective. Can they take the fight? Faker now locked up, he's not even going to have the chance to use the Poppy ult that he so graciously stole. Finally, we'll get it back, trying to burn it through, at least on care. Back from On will be big.
I like how Dragos is like, he's not going to get a chance to use the Poppy ult, and then he just immediately uses Poppy ult. Poppy ult. Actually, it's a 3-man knockout.
Graciously stole. Finally, we'll get it back, trying to burn it through, at least on carry off on the side. A massive ulti, but now Elk is ready to open up. The curtain's called. 1 shot, 2. Health bar's too high for him to do anything yet. They have to retreat. They have to get out. The lockup on the carry is good. They're trying to take down Guma. Guma locked up for a brief moment, but Zeus is there to body block. Elk
Guma actually doing work this game.
But there's too much. See, now it is Knight. Can he make the difference? Last dash used. Way likely to fall here. The chase down from Owner and Zeus. But now Elk is ready.
Bin's positioning this game has not been great. Like, he doesn't have to go in right here. There's 4 people on Faker. He could flash over this wall.
Back from On will be big, trying to zone out. Gets the jungler out of the picture. They instantly get the objective. Can they take the fight? Faker now locked up. He's not even going to have the chance to use the Poppy ult.
You know what I mean? Like, he can just flash this. He has flash.
That he so graciously stole. Finally, we'll get it back, trying to burn it through, at least on carry off on the side. A massive ulti.
Like, he doesn't have Counter-Strike, so he just gets autoed by Guma.
The curtain's called. 1 shot, 2. Health bar's too high for him to do anything yet. They have to retreat. They have to get out. The lockup on the carry is good. They're trying to through, at least on carry off on the side. Be big, trying to zone out. Gets the jungler out of the picture. They instantly get the objective. Can they take the fight? Faker now locked up. He's not even going to have the chance to use the Poppy ult that he so graciously stole. Finally, we'll get it back, trying.
Oh, actually, he has Leap Strike up. He has Leap Strike. He doesn't. I think he could just ward over the wall. Does he have ward up?
Need space in the team fights. T1 now setting up for Soul Point.
He has ward up. He has ward up. I don't know what he's doing, man.
BLG happy to keep them here. The longer they keep T1 interested, even if they don't start the objective, the more of the Baron buff they are burning.
He put the ward in the tri-brush. Let's see.
Remember, you've
Carry
got the
off on the
Callisto as
side.
well.
Knockback from On will be big, trying to zone out. Gets the jungler out of the picture. They instantly get the objective. Can they take the fight? Faker now locked up. He's not even going to have the chance to use.
Okay, so he does ward the tri-brush, but he could actually. Yeah, I don't know. I think he should walk down there. It's a very weird play from Bin.
Massive ulti, but now Elk is ready to open up. The curtain's called. 1 shot, 2. Health bar's too high for him to do anything yet. They have to retreat. They have to get out. The lockup on the carry is good. They're trying to take down Guma.
Feels like there's some weird positioning things Bin is doing this game. He anticipated Faker flash, maybe.
Can he make the difference? Last dash used. Way likely to fall
Still though,
here.
is that
The
good?
chase down from Owner and Zeus. Top and jungle together, salvaging the fight. Flash forward from Zeus. They're not done. They want more. On trying to body block. Knight with the red buff. How many cooldowns has he got left? Owner locked up. On running, splitting their attention, but he will fall.
The soul
Zeus just actually the god of the janitors, cleaning everything up this game.
And BLG are turning their on to the jungle top combo. Faker then goes in. The chain CC is ruthless, but even then he gets the Poppy ultimate. He knocks him up. He gets on incredibly low, and BLG are turning their attention onto him. But on the cross map, On the other side of the fight, I should say, Bin gets locked down. He, just like Faker, doesn't really get an opportunity to impact the fight that much. Carrier gets incredibly low. Guma gets CC'd, which means that Carrier then drops. Knight sees an angle to shut down Guma Yushi. But then again, it's that top jungle combo to clean up the fight. They're not focused down. Their consistent damage is enough. I think Wei even messed up going through the wall at the very end there.
And a frustrating, such a close fight overall. Almost enough damage to kill Faker before he could get that poppy ult, that extra burst. And you can see Knight, he's so damn powerful in those extended plays. But eventually he just runs out of resources. You only have so many dashes if you're not going to be able to find the kill.
I mean, he needs his dive buddy of Bin there with him, and Bin was just shut out. He tried to make the TP flank happen, but Zeus would not give him the space. Wow, crazy game. I really think a lot of credit needs to be given to Owner this game. His target selection has been on point in these fights. 2-1-8 scoreline. He's
Guma for moments.
On track.
A lot of this is just having, you know, being the ones with priority on the map here from T1 and taking advantage of some small timing windows.
In the context of the World Championship, when BLG are considered tournament favorites, alongside that,
Expectations are all-time expectations.
happy to see this team struggling to have
Really, across.
now BLG not come down to the team. Knight's target focus is going.
Given the sheer amount of CC, the potential follow, there's been T1 coming. Big burden to put on.
Seconds, the Dragon will be alive. But will be spotted out on the control ward. Has to be careful. I like what Bin's doing. Keep the pressure on bot lane. Keep that push in. Give you a nice.
Okay, W's down though.
Create a flank. Faker now joins the squad.
Now, you know, the W cooldown's like 20 seconds.
Impale not hitting anybody. Wait, forced to flash out. Knockback is good from on. Knockback into the wall as well. But Faker now getting involved in the fight. No, the steadfast presence up just in time. Bin on the backside trying to finish off Owner, but steadfast presence down. Initial root on the way is big. Impale not hitting anybody. Wait, forced to flash out. Knockback is good from on. Knockback into the wall as well. But Faker now getting involved in the fight. No, the steadfast presence up just in time. Bin on the backside trying to finish off Owner, but I don't think he's strong enough. Can go golden. GA burn. But where's the rest of the damage? Where's the rest of the follow-up? It does not matter. T1 are just
Angle to potentially create a flank. Faker looking for a flank, but will be spotted out on the
T1 is very
ward.
good at these pick compositions.
I like what Bin's doing. Keep the pressure on bot lane. Keep that push in. Give you a nice angle to potentially create a flank. Faker now joins the squad.
Steadfast presence down. Initial root on the way is big. Impale not hitting anybody. Wait, forced to flash out. Knockback is good from on. Knockback into the wall as well. But Faker
give you a nice angle to potentially create a flank. Faker now joins the squad.
Steadfast presence down. Initial root on the way is big. Impale not hitting anybody.
He actually flashes to get that hit onto Nico. I guess he doesn't want the Nico ult follow-up, but by flashing in, it makes it super dicey.
Bin on the backside trying to finish off Owner, but I don't think he's strong enough. Can go golden. Is big. Impale not hitting anybody. Wait, forced to flash out. Knockback is good from on. Knockback into the wall as well. But Faker now getting involved in the fight. No, the steadfast presence up just in time. Bin
It's actually Faker just steals Poppy ult, knocks Ari out right there too. He's the really fed one. So with Ari gone, they just can't help Bin on the re-engage. Very nice play by Faker.
In the 5v5.
BLG, it looked like that they were going to turn and fight. A great Poppy ultimate came through from On, but once Bin had TP'd in, he was committed to the fight. He had to go in.
Goes in, but no, Owner secures it. Cloud Soul to T1. I said on the
Fakers and Zeus' ulti ready to go.
And Observer's beautifully highlighting. They're going in blind. They'll just now see the health bar. Faker off on the side, looking to lock up Elk, forcing the flash. Protobelt flash forward from Carrier. The lockup is there. Elk's got nowhere left to go. They don't quite catch Knight. Knight now versus the world, but there is Faker to finish the job alongside Zeus T1.
From Elk, but the moment it was gone, Carrier struck.
Team that seems intent.
I'm surprised, man. I wasn't a huge fan of that draft from T1, but they played it well. And BLG was, like, they basically just never gave BLG the straight-up 5v5 that BLG wanted. But T1's very good at doing that as a team. All right, guys, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. Am I ready for G2 to win Worlds? Yes. Shane Watson. I am. Yes, I do read the YouTube chat. I have Twitch chat up here on my prompter, so it takes me a minute to look at it.
Well, as we enter Champion Select powered by Omen and HyperX, Betty, you hit the nail on the head. Not going to give Audra those comfort picks. Obviously, PSG, sometimes this is a portion of their gameplay that people criticize. They play a
my
lot
favorite team from any era.
Always makes sense, but the Rumble certainly has been terrifying in the hands of Audra, a guy who insisted on playing in plans. We were initially
2018
skeptical,
KT,
but it has been proven correct. He had the right read on the meta. This champion looking incredibly powerful overall, as the Aurora is also going to hit the bench. Orianna,
that's telling.
Taken away.
The fact that FlyQuest ban Aurora on this is the trend that will continue to stand.
Okay, interesting that they're banning Aurora on blue side. Gives them a free ban of Callista instead. And we're just gonna, I mean, look. Bwipo is basically a Renekton one trick right now, so.
Feel good a long time in the context of PSG.
Yeah, we have seen mids be very because of the mobility of the two.
Okay, we're taking Ahri Vi on the opposite side. We're taking Gnar.
For Betty and the
we have to power through these next couple of games, guys. We have to go a little bit of faster pace. Cassiopeia quads bringing it out. All the one tricks are back. Renekton, Cassiopeia, let's do it.
With the Ivern 2. The Rel, though, on the side of PSG makes a lot of sense, just really facilitating the dive. My expectation
lower range, so we have Ivern here.
A lot of PSG's draft is going to be revolved around their mid-jungle duo. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a swap come out from FlyQuest to not only get...
Whip was going to have generational feeding next games for FlyQuest.
Help the Kai'Sa.
That win line. We're crushed. He finishes that initial clear, the first clear through.
Okay, lane swap here. They show it delayed. Renekton actually bot lane, so it's already a weird lane swap. Interesting, how did this happen? So we sneak into lane. We sneak into lane in the top side, so it looks normal. And therefore, when they see the Gnar,
if he wants to leverage that to go
clear out the ward. So this is a bit sneaky here because it allows the Renekton to actually pick up some farm in the bot side. And Gnar's going to go mid as a result. Renekton gets like a level out of this though. Second wave crash in the top side. Gnar goes back into top. I don't think Aja should have left here.
Well, he's going to be losing his whole top side.
I don't think Aja should have gone mid. Because Vi was strong side starting.
Look at the positioning of Inspired. He is only level 2, but he's been able to clear.
It's an Ivern, guys. I don't think the Gnar was going to get killed this early into the game.
Received no support, and I think it did really hurt when you have this TP-less Darius. So a bit more support coming from Inspired this time, and still can just move up to the top side. And the beauty of the Ivern, of course, just instantly delete those camps. You spend so much time after your full clear just kind of wandering around anyway, that committing some time on the bot side is not that big of a deal. Just seeing some of the challenges that Ahri can run into whenever she wants to approach the wave, Cassio can just kind of harass her. Yeah. And there's very little that the Ahri can do to trade back. Meanwhile, Bwipo hitting level 5, and it's like this sequence of events that happens. Plays, I see the...
Wait, what?
Situation really changes things up.
Also,
what?
One trend we've seen with Kai'Sa specifically is people are really comfortable leaving Kai'Sa in the 1v1 versus the majority of top laners in the meta. Although
he literally dashes forward and then just gets stun locked by Rel.
It's burning down on Bwipo, excuse me. He's gonna die. First blood.
Alrighty.
I mean, he just misplays. I see the idea that he's trying to go for there. He ease in, cues the melee mins.
It's burning down on Bwipo specifically as people are really comfortable leaving.
Yeah, he wants these 3 CS.
The majority of top laners in the meta. Although that thought is Bwipo caught up in a bit of CC here. No ignite for Woody as it's burning down on Bwipo, excuse me. He's gonna die. First blood. In the 1v1 versus the majority of top
do it. All right.
In the meta. Although
what you say, that you only meant well, cause you did what you say, that it's all for the best, cause it is what you say, that it's just what we need, you decided this, what you say, what did she say?
The flash afterwards is really the...
W hit him,
Chef's kiss moment.
CC in this lane. There's the Rel dismount, there's the Rel Q, and there's the Jin W. And all three of them hit him, which meant that he was CC'd long enough to allow them to get the kill. He even expends the flash.
The flash, I think, is ultimately the awkward portion. Of course, playing going to hurt, though. Early Swifties, faster on the rotation, getting to top faster now. And it looks like it's going to be the match 2v2 here, where Betty arguably stronger in terms of itemization. Yes, less combat stats, but Swifties are so nice for Jin in terms of trading.
What I will say is, even though Bwipo died, when you look at the actual top lane circumstances, Arja lost a lot of XP because he was being zoned away by the wave, whereas PSG's bot lane continued to push in, allowing Bwipo to...
Sorry, Bwipo's still ahead, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
The top wave was pushing...
In Mininar form, once 6 comes through, dives get very easy, even without, honestly, inspired in the area. Arja going to have to play very conservatively, very respectfully for the next few levels as Betty the lead the flag.
I guess the other good news you could argue is that the first blood went over to Rel, which is pretty much where the gold lead is sitting right now. Inspired with his bot lane. Gonna start this objective. Cassio's underneath the tower for the time being. Nice setup of the brush wall to create this fog of war.
Good use of the Ivern utility. Mid lane was in an even state. Top lane now even, but they'll just be a little bit too late to the objective.
We
didn't get to coming in from Junjin.
Rip animatronic bear.
Here, so
guys, I watched Life Force, the movie from 1985 last night. Have you guys seen it? That movie is crazy. It's about space vampires. But it's like way higher budget than it has any right to be.
And now look, he's actually 2 waves up in terms of CS, and he's half a level. So Quad playing the 1v1 very well in the early laning phase.
And kind of as expected for Cassio, right? Notorious for, especially level 2 onward. She hits you with a Q.
Yeah, I mean, Cassio's that champion that only Cassio players can really play well. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Lucio going in, but he's under the
Canon films were wild. Yeah, he knows. Shimmers knows.
Do too much. Twin Fang there. Whew. Quad threatening enough to stop them from killing his support at the very least.
Lucio was so close to being underneath the tower from that charm.
Space vampires or space vampires? Asking the real questions.
That likely would have killed him. 2 tower
on what platforms do you watch your movies? This was on the Criterion Classic. Monty is zooming ahead in the fantasy schedule. It's not a fantasy movie. I don't know how to describe this movie. It's about space vampires. It's like cosmic horror, but also a zombie movie, but also like a possession horror. It has Patrick Stewart in it.
In the area as well, Maple immediately going to kick this fight off. Can they take the Cassio out of the equation? Petrifying Gaze is clean from Quad, but it's not enough. Maple quick.
Will there be a podcast to wrap up or predict the quarterfinals after the conclusion of the Swiss? Yeah, of course.
Back in with the dash, finds the reset as well, and now Bucio's in trouble. Shield coming in, denting blows from Junja, buys enough time to find the second kill.
It's a double kill for Maple, but FlyQuest are able to respond. A crazy collapse from Junja. Q's in, connects the ultimate as well. But Quad was able to
the cute grill alien vampire. I mean, that woman is very hot, and she is naked for like 50% of the movie.
Credit to Quad for getting the ulti off. I don't think that is quite as favorable, but you can see the aggressive look here from Junja. And this is a team that's played together for so long, excellently coordinated.
Keep track as well of Bucio. Flashes onto Maple, locks him down as much as he can, but the Q has already come through, so the damage is there.
They just have no damage.
Flashes out, gets a nice ulti off, but then
I can't believe he got his ulti off there. That's outrageous.
To be able to finish that one off. Bucio secures a kill, and crucially in this 2v2, Maple got 2, Quad got 0, right? Making the lane matchup that much easier. Merc trades alongside the lost chapter secured for Maple makes the matchup so much.
Is Patrick Stewart naked for 50% of the movie? Nobody does make out with a dude.
And this is every single champion except for Kaisa is giving you Merc Trez value in terms of that tenacity right now. This is a fantastic early...
A naked girl alien movie name. She's a space vampire. There's a documentary on Canon Films that's great. All right, thank you, Shimmers. You have good suggestions. It's called Life Force.
Purchase to have getting that extra gold.
It's on the Criterion channel.
On top of the additional boots 2 movement speed, Cassio obviously going to be lagging behind for the vast majority.
Yeah, it's like a sexploitation. So the premise of this movie, and I shit you not, this is the premise of this movie, is that so it was released in 1985, which was a year before Halley's Comet, came. And so they send like a space shuttle to Halley's Comet. And then inside the tail of Halley's Comet they find a huge spaceship and they go in. So it's kind of like Alien at first, and it's actually partially written by Dan O'Bannon, who wrote Alien. So they go inside the spaceship, and then they find these naked space vampires in like these crystals, and then they take them back to Earth. And then the vampires start energy draining everybody in London. And then it creates this zombie plague that like kills everybody in London. Hold on, let's see if I'll find a trailer for you guys.
They watched. They waited.
It's very weird.
Now their time has come.
It also was
Out
really
of the
high
depths of
budget.
Space, the
And it's by the director who did Poltergeist and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
From body to body, from life to life, from man to woman, changing, growing, burning for our life force. From the director of Poltergeist, from the special effects creator of Star Trek, the motion picture, Life Force. In the blink of an eye, the terror begins.
Why is she just naked all the time? Because she's really hot, guys. And like you say, she's not naked in that trailer. Like when I say she's naked, I mean like not just she's like full on sexploitation film naked.
But well played, well punished. Ultimately, just the distribution of gold that really makes it so favorable, as you highlighted. And now, when it comes to the overall gold, it's within touching distance. It's not that significant. But the
It looked like 9 different sci-fi movies spliced together into one trailer. It's like 9 different sci-fi movies in one movie. The movie changes genre about once every 15 minutes. It's very weird.
Where both teams are kind of going to open up onto the map. Where are these laners going to go? How are they going to assign?
Crucially, Bwipo still holds pretty much a full level over his lane counterpart. Junglers are even. Thanks to the double kill, Maple has been able to close the XP gap. Still finds himself a little bit down in farm, but the ultimate goal is in his favor. Dragon is still available. PSG weren't able to find that cross map when the grubs are dropping. Now with the grubs respawning soon, Bwipo will have his TP available. We're cresting the 10-minute mark as well, which is happening right now, which will unleash those TPs and mean that Bwipo will be poised and ready to fight in the event that grubs start, and Aja won't have that same response.
And this is going to be a really tough fight if PSG do want to contest second grubs. But with bot lane already going in, with Bwipo getting aggressive here, looks like the Dragon might be the play instead. Aja now backing up, Junja on the way in. Bwipo baiting where he wants to go. Masu ulti ready, can get involved in this fight if he needs to. Wall up is good, some initial damage.
Oh.
Void Seeker there, flash out from Junja. Solid start to the play from the side of FlyQuest.
Really Bwipo actually delayed enough for Masu to get in range to ult.
I'm surprised to see the
healing up, nice sidestep.
Rotate here with the grub spawning, but they've set their sights on the Dragon. It looks like Charm connects.
Nice follow up with the W.
There now too. Redemption there, is it enough? Quad now healing up, nice sidestep, blinking health bar, nowhere left to go. Petrifying Gaze does nothing.
Good spacing by Maple.
On the side of PSG.
I mean, they really used their range to perfection right there. Nicely done from Maple and Betty.
That movement speed.
And it opens up the grubs as
well. No longer there. Didn't get the Dragon either, didn't really get much bot, so played for the kill, played for that gold. But luckily for them, powerful enough. Prio on, or even
because after quad off the back of that, extending the gold lead even more.
Frame drop is crazy.
And,
we drop in frames.
I mean, PSG, the idea was good to start off the grubs. The problem is you've just
I'm not dropping frames.
In your mid and AD carry, and on top of that, Bwipo's just TP top lane, and Aja doesn't have TP available. So
we'll get a bit of a gold injection. We'll even up this lane.
All right, let's get to the meat of this game.
Right, Leona goes from feeling unstoppable to manageable.
Rod of Ages finished on Cassiopeia. Right, we scaling.
I mean, it's one of those things where
dead and embarrassed for not
die and have it up, as you rightly said.
Good same principle.
FlyQuest ascending on the top side to PN.
If you don't have the proper setup, tower for tower trade. But Fly with position on the...
Okay, we're just cross-mapping.
In terms of itemization, it's pretty even across the board. Stridebreaker, though, finished for Whippo after securing that first Tower Bloods. He was injected with a lot of gold. Now they can use this Herald to unlock mid. Masu has to showcase respect once again.
Whippo waiting over the wall. Daisy fading away, gives us a little wave goodbye. Masu has to be very... This is the dominance out from Whippo. Doesn't use the ult himself, so... Again, these small
maybe the frames are dropping in Whippo's brain.
But if they can follow up on them, may be able to build a greater advantage.
You are seeing, I would say subtly, one of the problems of FlyQuest composition being range, right? We saw it earlier with Quad in the mid lane where Quad...
Yeah, the range issue is really big here. They're very all in.
Whippo, he wanted to ult build,
but they have the Ivern, so
wasn't quite in range from really
that will be helpful for them.
Range of you, right? And so we'll see if it ends up being a problem. But yeah, again,
pretty low damage from PSG's composition, though. They're going to have to play this. You know, the range issue, I think, is solved by the fact that PSG just has a worse 5v5 composition. Right? Like, Ahri Jhin doesn't feel amazing in terms of damage. I'm not a huge fan of this.
You know, a Western team recognizing they've got good scaling and just being patient.
Stoned Egoist, thank you for returning with your Twitch Prime subscription.
Every game either starts with Western teams doing good and then immediately throwing, or finding a way.
I have not seen AI artificial intelligence, the Spielberg one.
Good healing coming in, the ignite already there, that means he's likely to fall. Flashback to safety is clutch. Masu free.
I have not seen that Spielberg film.
Damage for stepping forward. Daisy's first knockup looking good. Second knockup coming in. How many can they hit? Go Daisy, go. Not able to get anything else. Walking away now as Maple gets a bit of the chunk there.
So Whippo ambitiously tries to contest the Scuttle Crab in the mid lane. And you could argue we find ourselves in another situation similar to the previous game where Maple wants to back. I think he has enough gold.
This is just weird, though, because PSG actually isn't setting up vision for picks around these objectives. They're just letting them fly, have them for free.
The situation similar to the previous game.
Maple no ult, Junja no ult. So if we look at the
they're just not on the map.
Feel good about the trade. It's always going to feel good to get more out of those shields.
Road Filth. Thank you for your Twitch Prime sub.
No one builds Serpent's Fang anymore, I feel like. But you know. True.
Whippo plus Ivern is OP.
We find ourselves in
he can close the gap.
Than I was expecting.
Yes, sir. Well, I think it's important to note that, like, when PSG, you know, when they're not forced to play crazy, they're often they're slow, objective fight, pick kind of team. And that's part of the reason I think that they're so respected and they have found so much success internationally, is why they were able to take, like, BLG, for example, to 5 games, is they can play weapons at MSI. Respect this earlier. Bufo would have sidestepped the charm, but now he's getting aggressive, trying to delete the wave, knowing his team is getting something else on the map. E going to be immediately interrupted. So PSG find a quick kill topside, but the wave getting deleted by Aja is crucial. Now in the mid lane, they're already using their Herald, but Maple is here to defend.
That was a crazy good play.
Are we making donations now?
Coming in from Betty as well. The redemption now coming in, inspired in trouble. Masu needs to get
oh man, don't make donations. Then I have to go somewhere else. Don't give me money like that. Give me money the way that I want to be given money. All right, what was the donation? I'm not ungrateful. I just have to log into a different thing to see it. MonteCristo is called Korean tip $10. Thank you. MonteCristo called a LOL guru by FM Koreans for his DK versus Fnatic prediction, where he predicted the game would be a hot mess with no macro. I mean, I feel like anybody could have made that prediction who had watched both of those teams.
Well done. Everything about that was incredible.
I don't know about that one.
Quad has to be the difference maker. He and
yeah, my bad. It's okay, FM Korean. You can just ask me questions and I'll read them. It's all right. You don't have to give me money.
Masu only on a single item. He's behind. This is so hard for them to play out. Quad locked up. Unstoppable Vi goes in. Junja going back. Quad wants to get a bit more space.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, but we don't have enough people here where I can't just like answer your questions. I'm grateful to you guys for watching.
Junja going back. Quad wants to get a bit more space. Flashing out to safety. Busio going to be the sack maker. He and Masu. Masu, fantastic play.
What's Busio doing?
Stop the counter punch coming in for Fly. Well done.
Everything about that was incredible. Busio now goes to the stun.
Quad.
So he literally just walks up and cues somebody and then gets charmed and dies.
He's behind. This is so hard for them to play out. Quad locked up. Unstoppable Vi goes in. Junja going back. Quad wants to get a bit more space, flashing out to safety. Busio going to be the sacrifice.
All right. All right, Busio.
Now Masu's in trouble. Ignite ticking just so they keep the vision, just so they can follow where he goes. In trouble now. Knockback is there. Masu ulting out, but it will not be to safety. Just delaying the death. PSG vision. Quad well done.
Everything about that was incredible. Busio
as well. The redemption now coming in. Inspired in trouble. Masu
especially with Inspire dead and the TP being used. Like, come on, buddy. There's not even an objective really for them to take right here. You actually might just give up Baron because of this.
A bit more space flashing out to safety. Masu ulting out, but it will not be to safety. Just delaying the death. PSG, what a beautiful sequence.
It really was, Dracos. I mean, Aja ults bot to deny the cross map from happening. Bwipo wisely realizes I'm dead, there's nothing I can do in this situation. He even tried to disengage from the tower, knowing that the dive was coming, but they cut off his escape route. So he follow up from Betty, can't get the tower. However, PSG, they TP into mid lane here from Maple, and then he connects the charm onto Inspired, catching him off guard, setting up for the pick follow-up from Betty, and then the TP flank to come in from Arja, who'd been
Yeah,
so
they're not
good
actually
for the
respecting the single target lockdown from Ari Jin Vi here.
And honestly, Busio, he overstays here. I think that they should have used
why is he there?
To help Quad and Masu get away. The ultimate doesn't connect with a nice flash from Junja. And then they turn it into a 5 versus 3 where they end up picking up 4 kills in total. Just a great sequence where they protect their mid, protect their bot, find 4 kills, and FlyQuest get nothing.
Incredible. And I think this highlights so well the strengths of PSG, how composed they can be as a team, as a unit overall. And we go back to the interview Nukeduck had at the start of the day. Hey, just managed to play, but then when Maple was able to go forward, leverage the range of the Jin coming in from Betty as well, it went from bad to worse.
Did you already watch Genji versus HLE? Yeah, I did it yesterday. It's on the live tab on my YouTube channel.
PSG is a team that I think many see as an easy draw, you know, especially for the West, especially given the options available, but they continue to usurp those expectations, getting their revenge against MDK now in a very comfortable position against FlyQuest. The game is definitely not over just yet. With the itemization that they have, the positions that they...
What's the Dom clip you're sending me?
No! The fuck, bro? No! No! No!
What am I watching? It's a great noise Dom made.
They're in. I mean, I guess the good news...
Why does he care about 100 Thieves so much?
You're not that concerned. No,
fuck 100 Thieves, man.
Oh, well, my mid laner's got
Dumbass
2 items,
hoodie org.
got 2 items. Jungler is pretty even in terms of itemization, especially Ivern, going to primarily building supportive itemization. AD carries. Okay, sure, we're down a bit of anti-healing and the crit cloak, but still, it's not the end of the world. So FlyQuest shouldn't be all doom and gloom just yet. Especially given that they've only lost 1 tower and they were able to secure that bot 1 as well.
Whippo, I think, is going to be the player that really needs to find a way to leverage his advantage. Really, right, the range is so Kaisa together. They can obliterate the objective if they're given time. The Fly a bit split. They're going to lose out on the Drake here. Won't get much in return. Whippo really needs to be close to mid just in case the dive play comes through.
There's also nothing Whippo can do. Like, that wave bot lane is, he can't go and get it. Yeah. He's hitting you with the Deadly Flourish.
Yeah, this is... I feel like it's a clear indicator when people have played with the Jin comps and with the same players for a really long time. Because we saw even earlier today, like, little miscommunications from Fnatic on where exactly the Jin CC needed to go. I feel like we're running text.
Yeah.
PSG kind of dominating right now.
You could probably be indexing more as that top tower is an easy one to take.
They've just been controlling this game.
Get the prio and mid, which they're pretty
Quad is in the dumpster.
Play towards that top.
Does have 10 stacks on his rod though.
Highlighted early
on in the favor of PSG.
I guess he's got that going for him.
Portion off it off the back of those 4 kills they were able to find around mid.
Do you have a new code for HelloFresh? I think our current code is LFN free.
Betty's sitting on a 400.
They like to change the code on us. It's kind of annoying.
Target that FlyQuest would love to secure.
It's the free breakfast for life code.
Not going to overstack it. Look at all these Jin traps though hovering around the mid lane, making things a little bit more awkward.
A little bit of disruption.
I miss having HelloFresh though. I enjoyed it when I was in the States.
Quad finishing Rylai's. So really, between Inspired and Quad, if they ever get on top of anyone, they will die. There is no getting away from this composition. but it is very easy to just keep them at arm's reach. If they ever get in arm's reach, you're not escaping.
This tower is just being slowly chipped away at. I mean, PSG, they're not overcomplicating the game. It's nice to see.
I mean, you can see the person playing the...
Like, you just play for Mountain Soul now.
Wow, they are forcing the catching waves. They're not really playing for anything. And you could make the argument, well, it doesn't really make sense for them to try and...
Wow, they were going really hard for this with the TP. They do this so slowly, though.
So, okay, so Maple completes his item, and they sit there and go, Jin as well, and they're saying, we're strong enough, let's fight.
Yep. Starting this one off.
So slow. I don't agree with this.
We cannot be the one to face check that. Luckily, the brush vision coming in from Inspired does allow them to step forward. They don't get a lot out of FlyQuest to start that objective. It costs them the TP. If they can't find the fight here...
Whippo ran up, too. He didn't even TP out a bot.
Whippo looking to get a little bit more on the stride breaker. Nice initial damage, but he gets knocked back to the wall. Pretty easy initial kill pickup. Nice counter engage coming in. Redemption. Whippo still standing. That's going to be big. FlyQuest finding the initial angle. Junja running out to safety. Curtain call coming across the backside, but there's no blinking health bars yet. Maple trying to make the difference. Busio is there with the CC to lock him down. Charm goes the wrong way. Maple ticking down. Poison in his veins. Safety. Curtain call.
They don't have to force, though, because they can control vision around Drake and just take Soul Point here.
Don't get a lot out of FlyQuest to start that objective. It costs them the TP. If they can't find the fight here, it's a bit difficult.
They just don't have enough damage, though. I think is the real problem here.
Nice initial damage, but he gets knocked back to the wall. Pretty easy initial kill pickup. Nice counter engage coming in. Redemption. Whippo still standing. That's going to be big. Whippo.
They also use so much on Whippo here.
Nice initial damage, but he gets knocked back to the wall. Pretty easy initial kill.
And he gets the Sterix proc off.
Still standing. That's going to be big. FlyQuest finding the initial
Allows Quad to close the gap to Cassio ult.
Maple trying to make the difference. Busio is there with the CC to lock him down. Charm goes the wrong way. Maple ticking down. Poison in his veins. He's going to drop. Shut down coming through for Quad.
Yeah, the Sterix plus Ivern is really strong there.
If they can't find the fight here,
for Whippo. Whippo is very good about knowing his limits, especially when he hits item breakpoints, in my opinion.
More on the stride breaker. Nice initial damage, but he gets knocked back to the wall. Pretty easy initial kill pickup. Nice counter engage coming in. Redemption. Whippo still standing. That's going to be big. FlyQuest finding the initial angle.
I don't know, man. I think PSG just has to play around vision, get picks. They can't be in these scenarios where they're 5v5ing with this comp.
To lock him down. Charm goes the wrong way. Maple ticking down. Poison in his veins. He's going to drop.
Good play by Whippo, though.
In the game. FlyQuest finally found the confidence to make the play that they needed. Betty chipping away at Whippo.
Super weird TP play by PSG, though, especially with the Soul Point Drake coming up. I think you just go for that. Take vision, get your pick around Drake. The Baron call was really bad. They had no damage for it.
Yeah, it was. What concerned me for Whippo, it felt like that he was the one overforcing at this point, but the amount of utility that he gets in combination with the Sterix and the Ivern, look at this massive shield, he's able to soak up so much. Quad's ultimate comes through, they take out Woody, they turn their attention onto Junja as Arja is
Redemption as well,
and Maple just can't really lock a target down, so he's the one that then gets locked down, and basically Whippo just acts as a tank.
Not enough to balance out a little crumb. They could get on biz.
I don't know if I think FlyQuest played this super well or if they just outscaled and caught a throw. I'm still really worried about some of these like early game plays that FlyQuest is making.
Not having Infinity Edge does feel bad.
Yeah, I'll say Mortal Reminder is very comparable to Lord Dominic's these days because they obviously nerfed the armor pen on it. So that heal cut doesn't feel bad.
Yes.
Serpent's Fang obviously will feel good if you're getting value out of the shielding cut, and it's protected, and he is not gonna die. There's nothing they can do.
Cassiopeia is very good here.
They put the big lane for Baron FlyQuest in a pretty damn good spot, all things considered, right?
Yeah,
we talked about their comp outscaling. They are now in a strong enough position that they can.
Serpent's Fang had to be bought by Betty. Oh, it feels so bad, man. This Jin build, ugh. He literally has static RFC Mortal Reminder Serpent's Fang.
Set up on these objectives and. Again, really
that is trash.
Getting a little aggressive here, but he's safe. He has the shields. He's charmed, but he's still alive. Curtain call coming out. Follow from Maple. Not enough. Oh, and this is the problem we've seen with some of these RE Jin compositions. If you don't have the damage to finish that first kill, it feels so hard to follow up anymore in the fight.
So that
if you can't. Okay. All right, now zoning him off.
That is bad.
Daisy going in. A bit more poke. Betty and Maple isolated.
Whippo leveraging the fog of war, going to get spotted out by the trap. Busio needs to be a little bit more patient, I feel.
From Mazu, he's ready to take over in this fight. Down. Whippo going forward.
The only thing they get to see, oh, Busio.
Quick stun. What are you out for now?
It's the ulti again. Busio needs to be a little bit more patient, I feel. A few times now.
Asma down. Whippo going forward. Stun not quite hitting. The charm was perfect. Mazu backs up, and Betty just flashes into his team. Redemption doing so much work with Betty.
No damage, dude. They just can't kill Whippo at all.
Flash forward. The double. Redemption. Lethality bars was not enough at MSI, but the Kaisa is killing everybody in this game.
Just make Vi build it. Well, that's been my argument in the past. It just feels so shit on Jhin. Mazu's been good, though.
50 this fly quest.
Quad can miasma. Is that going to be the follow-up? Do they burn the objective for a split? It's a bit of a split focus, and Quad can flash over the wall, but it's awkward.
Finally break
Pen. But obviously Merc Treads as well. Really good in the context of playing against his comp.
Basically just have enough targeted.
All right, sorry. I got to get through this game so I can get into the next one
Here in mid lane.
and finish this up. I don't have a lot of time.
Ultimately fly
Health. Mazu now
and do not do enough.
cleanse and
Charm.
I think that Baron was really...
apt to change their strategy, maybe to play more aggressive.
It was the
early.
Baron and the...
Stage,
man, I wish
it's
they had
really
just
gonna
played
be
for...
demandful for them to come
I wish
back.
they had just played for the Soul. That's a bummer.
What I do know is that Tarzan is an incredible jungler, and if you give him the tools to carry, he will carry. So let's.
All right, G2 versus
Mid lane means she's kind
Weibo.
of better than ever in a lot of situations.
All right, we're just first. Callista is just first pick worthy, apparently. Fuck Ziggs.
The Callista priority for G2. That explains the Poppy ban right from the start.
Nope.
Yeah, the Poppy
as
ban.
well. G2's coming.
What it is.
All right,
But it's
pretty
so much
weird.
more
Also,
about
we're
the other
prioing
stuff.
Jhin.
When you pair
Why are
that
we
up
taking
with the
Jhin here?
Rumble,
We're not worried
that's
about them
it for
taking it
Reed so
away.
far at this tournament, but they are
Like
gonna lock it
Rumble
in
and Ziggs just left up.
from this time round.
So we take
Assuming that
I mean, the Galio pickup is interesting here, considering you see the Rumble, and it might force them into an AD mid laner. But you know, Zhao Hu picked Lucian.
He was in Europe the big innovator for new stuff on the top side of the map, and this fantastic.
So they're gonna ban Lucian, surely, right?
If you're playing Miss Garner
No, they're gonna ban
Yes,
Skarner.
there's the vibe. I thought
items early.
And there's
but
the Lucian.
once
Okay, so they do
Weibo
ban the
decided to
Lucian,
do it,
as
they
we
removed
suspected.
one of the comfort
This
picks
means
of Zhao
Zhao Hu
Hu
has to
lane.
play one of his champions that he's
Your
not good at,
management
which is
is gonna be
all
safe for
everything
us, so we
except for
should see
Lucian
a
right
jungler
now.
come through now. Sejuani is a possibility.
It's annoying too because if you pick AP, the Galio might also go mid, right?
Maybe even
At this point.
Yep.
This would be bold.
That would be interesting. Drawing some. Nocturne's ultimate very effective.
Okay, so Orion and Nocturne, they've shown their hand, so we just have to pick Trist in the mid lane.
They have similar team fighting strengths. We already talked
Because they have to, guys, they have to have enough damage. They can't just play Jhin Rumble and like some sort of utility mid.
Around objectives, it becomes very difficult to approach or even
Very good engage though, non-committal engage between Rumble and Maokai and Leona ults. Plus Jhin W, plus Jhin R. But you have to be able to peel for the back line here.
Even after the nerfs, I think that Tristana is still a fine champion.
I think I would have
Yeah,
taken
there's a lot of damage on the side of Weibo. that's
Jhin
for
first
sure.
pick feels really weird though.
G2 can weather the storm and how this early game is going
No
to play
smolder
out,
mid.
because
I mean, Zhao Hu, I may not play it.
Just put together in terms of the draft. And Weibo have the recipe here to make
is expected to make it a roster where the
Is G2 just the best Western org of all time? Yes.
From the outside
It's
in,
not particularly
you just-
close either.
And G2 are putting a lot of emphasis in the early game on their bot lane 2 versus 2.
And if this is a new chapter for this particular rivalry, as you said,
Carry's relatively healthy. Level 2 going to be coming through soon. Oh, Jahu gets a nice trade onto Cat. Tristana is still Tristana. So as long as she keeps hitting you to shock, providing resistances.
Wait,
there's that
what?
Magic shield from his W. Not going to be at a very high level early on. It's going to help him get some very nice trades. Maybe even a kill.
What? Breathe?
Broken Blade just finds it. So this is what the Galio does in the matchup. It's going to help him get some very nice trades. Maybe even a kill. Good trade. Aftershock.
That is
Providing
wild,
residual
man.
resistances. There's that magic shield from his W. Not going to be at a very
He has
high
Aftershock.
level early on. It's going to help him get some very nice trades. Maybe even a kill.
Also,
Aftershock.
when he taunts,
Providing his
the
extra
flame spitter
resistances.
doesn't
There's
look
that
like it's
magic
actually
shield from
hitting
his
him.
W. Not going to be at a very high level early on. It's going to help him get some very nice trades. Maybe even a kill.
good trade. Oh, nice. On the E!
Yikes.
So this is what the Galio does in the match. You get the early... Maybe really going for the aftershock, providing him those extra bit of resistances. There's that
Because he gets the level up off of the minion. So he's a level up on Breathe.
It's going to help him get some very nice trades. Maybe
really good trades.
Wow.
On the E! Broken Blade just finds it. So this is what the Galio does in the match. You get the early push, you get the level advantage, finds a solo kill onto Breathe. Broken Blade holding
down early, delaying a level 6, getting a lead for this Galio. It's big for the side of G2 Esports. A misstep from Breathe. Obviously, a bit of an unconventional matchup.
Yeah, the solo lanes have been rough from Weibo.
Expect that to just get.
I just always love the E backwards because you can obviously you can hit it on the windup if you go backwards.
But also, there was this change when Galio got this like mini rework where the passive just comes up a lot more often now. And I think that Breathe just wasn't kind of expecting that to come out so quickly because the damage from Broken Blade really caught him unawares. No flash, ended up being burnt. And yeah, small.
Tarzan's on the way in. Bit of an
overtake from magic resistance already being bought by Broken Blade.
Definitely. The early itemization going to favor him a lot. Hansama forced to cleanse here as Tarzan's on the way in. Bit of an overstep. Might be some
resistance already being bought by Broken Blade.
Definitely. The early itemization going to favor him a lot. Hansama forced to cleanse
here. Flash that E, I think.
Bit of an overstep. Might be some bad information where the enemy jungler was, but an easy and fast kill pick up at the side of Weibo. Tarzan taking the kill.
Why is Hans walking up there? I think he's trying to escort the wave in to make sure Crisp doesn't freeze it. But the timing is weird because you have... He also thinks he's safe because Mickey was recalling and Nocturne's recalling.
Being bought by Broken Blade.
Definitely.
But can't get hit by that.
Hansama forced to cleanse here as Tarzan's on the way in. Bit of an overstep. Might be some bad information where the enemy jungler was.
He did get 3 flashes out of it, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
Maybe not ideal, but didn't want to wait for Light to reload.
A crucial mistake from Hans as he overstays for the wave, making sure that it gets underneath the tower. Mickey thinks that he's safe to allow him to push that in, but Tarzan's in a position to collapse, doing a full clear from his top side towards bot, and just like that, Weibo have equalized the kill score.
Good opportunity recognition from the side of Weibo, and for G2, reminds me of yesterday, right? Broken Blade was doing fine.
There's a counterplay you can make on the bot side now, though.
Mid-lane match, however, much more even than yesterday's was.
Side of the map, small advantage gained for Weibo.
I will say that slowing Broken Blade down is a tall task for Weibo. They have exclusively magic damage on jungle top. Broken Blade's naturally going to build magic resist. Hollow Radiance likely to be the first item.
I mean, Merc Treads gets a lot of value.
Merc Treads, Hollow Radiance, you're going to have wave clear, and he might, I don't know if he can win the 2v1, but he can certainly live for quite a long time.
Sure. Naturally, Galio doesn't have a huge amount of damage if you're not building for it, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of take stock of the map. I wonder if we'll see some resets come through soon. The Grubs are going to be up in 30 seconds. TP's committed from both solo laners.
At the same time.
No rotation just yet from Hansama.
Keep in mind, Broken Blade could have probably walked back to top. You can see the wave's in a position where didn't necessarily need to immediately TP, but wants to have that prio. Wants to be able to open up Grubs as a potential option, or at least very least reset the wave. Now the TP from Xiaohu. Early itemization, just some mercs to make it through the second spawn, but for now, just the trade.
Play around the fact that there's a wave pushing on the bot side of the map. Easy
the Callista is okay here because the Callista allows you to theoretically dominate the bot side. And also, I hate Callista less with Nocturne because you can actually get surprise Callista ults, but also it's a lot harder. You could get more auto attacks off without getting CC'd when there's no Nocturne, so
impressive stuff from Broken. Nocturne now ticking over to 6. Tarzan looking to do
I don't hate the Callista here. But the problem is like you fell behind in the lane now.
Both supports also racing to get level 6 as quickly as they can. Obviously last year when Herald spawned at 8 minutes, so much of the discussion was that arms race for support level 6 this year. Can't contest it on first grub.
How can Weibo play sides against Nocturne Galio? Yes, that is the point, because if you are trying to split versus them, you're going to get collapsed upon basically instantly, so you can't actually like put Tristan a side lane.
It's interesting because I think we expected kind of today to be this all-out bloodbath, but a lot of our games have been very reserved for both teams.
Except game 1.
Except for game 1.
Right onto Xiaohu.
It's on topside control here. In a way, it can't always just be such a powerful tool to
aim to expect. Yak hasn't really looked for any back.
Going for too many aggressive moves. You can see G2 kind of force a retreat here, not having an early without that information.
It's going to come through from Mickey.
Breeze is constantly shoved up.
Level 6. Crisp actually still short on that experience. Merc Tread's now secured for Mickey, along with the control wards. Tiamat picked up as well. Perhaps the Phage, or missed which one came first. But Stride Breaker on its way for Yike.
I think maybe hoping to contest Xiao at least a little bit on his mid push here to ensure that they do have first access to the grubs. And when we talk
Going Stride Breaker on Nocturne, the more typical build, not the crazy Canyon Hexplate.
Your side lanes just naturally get that
Seeing the Nocturne with Hexplate and the Kalista with Axiom Arc in Genji's last game was pretty funny.
They're eager to contest. Hansama making a beeline towards there now. Cleared out that way.
Downside of double 80 carries, you have no item spikes.
Remember, Broken Blade doesn't actually have to rotate down if he doesn't want to. He can just keep the Rumble pushed and then has the ultimate available. Let's see how G2 can utilize the Nocturne ultimate as Weibo now trying to find space. Remember the amount of zone control they have, though. Maokai ultimate, Rumble ultimate, Jin ulti.
This might be a situation where G2 just take the 4th grub and walk away.
They're looking for more.
Right now, Weibo Gaming are just window shopping. They don't have.
Yike still has Smite. Oh, he saved Smite for the last grub. Ooh, he lives Yike lives dangerously, man. He greeted for 6.
Window of opportunity to leverage their composition, but G2 just don't really give them the angle, and they don't feel confident to just force and start the fight. And as a result, they show up to watch another team get a 6 scrub buff.
Now, G2 have said, we're quite happy to concede the next dragon, you can have it, because now we've got 6 grubs, and Kalista can be left alone in top lane. Breathe will have the ultimate available to clear out this wave. I think the idea from G2 is to maybe funnel some plates into Hansama, but I don't think this plan is going to pay off just because of the Rumble ulti.
Difficult. Broken Blade, obviously when you're playing out on a side lane.
Oh, the dive. Smart play from G2, but again, here's the Rumble ulti that we were just talking about.
I think it's important to stress, G2 playing incredibly well around the 2nd grub spawn. Caps sacrificing himself in terms of boots, which would have helped the lane a lot to prioritize that first major item completion to make sure they were stronger. It does require them to concede the Drake, but now they're about to knock down the first tower of the game.
They're really committed for this, and I think it's a good gold injection. They're sharing it across the room. I'm a little surprised that they would give some of that gold to Mickey, but that's first tower.
This is so are setting themselves.
With the idea being, you've built all this magic resistance and we have an AD mid laner. That means that our Tristana can actually do damage to you. And then Broken Blade has said, okay, I'm happy to play this match.
Yeah, I can't overextend anywhere. It's so scary when they can't see where Galio or Nocturne are.
So it's so easy for G2 to get access to Weibo's jungle. But this is a situation where G2 are leveraging the power of their composition in the 6 grubs, but now Weibo want to punish Caps for overstaying, but here comes the Galio to try to disrupt the play. Mickey ready to turn as well. G2 should just be content to retreat. Maokai ultimate hitting 2. 4 shot on the Caps, trying to get him out of the exchange. G2
they can't kill Caps.
They already absorbed the engage. They got what
they can't keep engaging because Nocturne has ult as well. So now they just lose bot tower maybe.
Caps can recall and TP right back to mid.
He has to be careful about that TP, though. The risk of a dive is still very real. Maokai ulti used, but Breathe, his ulti is going to be up available soon. Light and Crisp also.
Caps is really smart to TP to tier 2 here, so that he's not dove, but he can still be there to help clear the wave. That was really good by Caps.
I mean, the criticism coming in was, can G2 play the early game well? I can say with confidence they're playing the early game well. They're leveraging the strength of the early grubs that they set up for cleanly. They're playing around the fact that Hansama is as strong as he is, and they secure top tower, funnel that gold into Hansama and Yike, then rotate towards bot, leverage the push they have to unlock that tower as well. And on top of that, Caps should have been caught, doesn't burn the flash, TP's back to mid, keeps the tower alive, and now they can have Hans and Mickey come mid with Caps to start sieging onto this final outer tower.
And Xiaohu's still fighting to complete that first item, which means that it's very likely that Weibo cannot contest this Herald, which means that G2 are very likely to break mid, but they don't even need the Herald. They have so much pressure. They see Xiaohu bottom lane, they know he has no TP, they know Breathe has no TP. So they're gonna
is Monty 2 Boomer for Pokemon? I have played one Pokemon game, guys. Nope, I played 2. I have played Pokemon Red on the Game Boy when I was a kid, and I played Pokemon Snap on Nintendo 64.
That top wave in an awkward spot, someone has to go and catch it.
Caliber of early game we have not seen from G2
in a while.
In quite some time.
They are just playing the map so much better than Weibo
we might even have to go back to one of those the first T1 series at MSI to find something like this.
I mean, for international viewers, right, like,
Pokemon Snap was lit. True. Has anybody played the new Pokemon Snap? They made a new one for Switch. Was it good?
Yeah, their summer was not great. Their summer was not great at all. And like the biggest question coming into this World Championship was, can they clear up their early game? So to see
Didn't they make a new one
like this is a surprise, but a welcome one.
And I mean, Mickey talked about it.
I think his quote was, "If I just don't int, we would have won against each other."
I mean, that could be one of many interviews. But, you know, talked a lot about the team ramping up and feeling like the HLE game was winnable despite a rough early game.
The new one isn't that good.
Confidence in that they're building towards that final form. But of course,
that's unfortunate.
True. You know
I was thinking about maybe playing that with my
kid.
kid.
One step away to see it come to fruition. Impressive stuff thus far. When we look at Weibo on the opposite side, however, Leandri's is completed. Kraken is completed. You've got a Shiv. There are tools now to fight on at least more even.
Is it not good, or are we old? Always an excellent question.
To contest them.
And don't forget, Weibo found themselves behind against Team
Play the old one.
Team Liquid made a couple fumbles.
Did they do a remaster of the old one on Switch?
Speaking of, Mickey in trouble now. The lights turned off. Crisp is.
Weibo found themselves behind against Team Liquid. Team Liquid made a couple fumbles, and then Weibo were able to fight their way back in.
Speaking of, Mickey in trouble now. The lights turned off. Crisp is.
Weibo found themselves behind against Team Liquid.
God, the engage here is so good.
And then Weibo were able to fight their way back in.
Speaking of, Mickey in trouble now. The lights turned off. Crisp is dead. G2 quick to turn, and now they're going to try to lock down Xiao.
Imagine just getting that far out in front of your team versus Nocturne Galio when you don't know where they are on the map.
They're trying to turn it back with the rumble. Light still standing for now. Caps is going to be the one in trouble. Breathe and Light turning the fight for a moment, but Yike able to take down Xiao, who broke a blade trying to get involved as well, but Mickey is getting lower and lower. Yike needs to try and clean up. Weibo happy with the fight thus far. One more shot. Will it be enough? Light still standing. Hatsama can't get involved. He needs to finish off this Galio. Broken blade. Can he make the difference? A messy, scrappy fight, but the curtains are called. G2 need to be quick. The footwork needs to be good. One side step. Hans! Taken out. Maybe thought Broken Blade was going to body block, but that is huge for Weibo.
And it's the team fighting capability of Weibo that comes through. Crisp's initiation is a little bit disconnected from the rest of the team, but the overchase from G2 ends up being punished. You'll notice here, as Mickey tries to get vision, the collapse comes in, but Crisp immediately gets collapsed on thanks to all these globals that come through from G2. Then they try to force the fight, but the fight on two fronts, while Yike is turning his attention to Xiao, who with Mickey at his assist. Look at this Rumble ultimate onto Caps and Hans as we turn our attention back to live.
Just a bit of split attention there. Needed to finish off Xiao, so he couldn't get back into the fight, but Mickey not being there means they lost so much of that CC. G2 though, taken out. Maybe thought Broken Blade was going to body block, but that is huge. Yike needs to try. Knockback in coming in. They're trying to turn it back with the Rumble. Light still standing for now. Caps is going to be the one in trouble. Breathe and Light turning the fight for a moment, but Yike.
Why did he send Mickey? Why did Mickey go back in?
Mickey's getting lower and lower. Yike needs to try and clean up. Weibo.
Why did they had that play done? Why did he go back in?
Still standing. Hatsama can't get involved. He needs to finish off this Galio. Broken Blade. Can he make the difference? A messy, scrappy fight, but the curtains are called. G2 need to be quick. The footwork needs to be good. One side step. Hans!
Oh, Hans, buddy.
Finish off this Galio. Broken Blade. Can he make the difference? A messy, scrappy fight, but the curtains are called. G2 need to be quick. The footwork needs to be good. One side step. Hans! Taken out. Maybe thought Broken Blade was going to body block, but that is huge for Weibo.
And being punished. You'll notice here, as Mickey tries to get vision, the collapse comes in, but Crisp immediately gets collapsed on thanks to all these globals that come through from G2. Then they try to force the fight, but the fight on two fronts, while Yike is turning.
Speaking of Switch, guys, I need to finish playing Sea of Stars. That game is actually really fun.
We turn our attention back to live.
Just a bit of split attention there. Needed to finish off Xiao, so he couldn't get back into the fight, but Mickey not being there means they lost so much of that CC. G2 though, still priority access on the objective. They've already cleared out tier 1 mid, so they will grab this Drake. They will slow the sole option from the side of Weibo. For now, G2 still hold the lead, but it's a reminder of how good Weibo can be in those fights if G2
they overextended though into the actual Rumble ult there.
Disconnected, and Weibo immediately took advantage of that.
It's alright, G2 still got Drake, it's fine.
A lot of people skeptical about how good the static shift can be.
Not a disaster.
Either side gets it, honestly. It's pretty difficult, the opposition, to slow that push without engaging completely.
Two items now finished for Light. I imagine that he's going to start building the big damage items next.
Hatsama really wants to finish this next item.
Still a ways off it though. He finds himself still a full level behind that of Light.
Good discipline from Weibo, waiting to see more members on the map before Chris steps too far forward. Once he sees him on the wave, he knows he can walk in, has the team to back him up.
Patient play overall, as neither team really sees an easy objective to play for. Weibo would love to unlock more of these outer towers, but difficult. They can't really find many opportunities on the map. G2, though, conversely, unless they start sieging onto a tier 2, there's not much that they can really throughout the year.
In their previous game, with the
Riftmaker second, something that we often see on Gallios to give them a bit of consistent damage. Not going to overstay their welcome. I think Jahu now
times when you have follow-up like a Jhin ultimate, all that really has the Galio ult to protect him, but if they're using it too defensively, it's going to cost them in some of the fights.
I mean, it's a tense affair. You can tell that a lot of this game is going to come down to the ensuing fights. G2 wants Weibo were really poised to fight there. They use Crisp's ulti.
G2 either.
It's because G2 can just...
G2
Crisp
have to stay composed here. Going in onto Yike. Caps isolated. Tarzan now trying to fall.
Dude, Crisp overextending constantly in some of these engages.
Crisp
have to stay composed here. Going in onto Yike.
Like, he's flashing for these, man. Well, I guess they get caps, and Kalista isn't there, and Galio isn't there, so it works this time because there's no follow-up.
They can't afford to approach.
You'll see the chain CC that comes down onto Caps.
I didn't notice that the we're trying to make a play while Kalista's doing the Drake solo.
Looks like that he's overstaying.
It is a good flash by Chris.
But this just gives him the ability to get on top of Caps, and look at that chain CC. Roots into connect from the Jhin. They followed up with a pick onto Mickey, who doesn't bother flashing away, realizing there's little that he can do.
Vedius knows. He knows about chain CC as opposed to CC layering. He's been made aware.
Because of the 2 towers secured by G2, I believe they actually still hold on to the gold lead for now. But this is going to be much easier with 2 outer towers still available. There's a lot of standing gold.
And then we're able to find that engage. Yike maybe a little bit late on the paranoia.
Tristan has to be careful.
Really have too much effect on the fight.
Tristan has to be very careful in this situation.
With Weibo, next minute and 40 seconds, they control in the side lane. Someone's eventually going to need to respond. G2 seems like they want to force the fight. Your eyes on Yike.
To overstay here.
Tarzan sticking around. Shahu now trying to get involved. Where's the ulti going to go? They need to isolate a carry. They need to get Yike on top of a key target. Breathe. They know he's got nothing left. They want to finish him off. Good equalizer, but Broken Blade is there to fall off the Rumble out of the equation. A reset now coming in. Broken Blade.
Oh, wow, Broken Blade. Wow, he got Xiaohu. That's just such a fucking epic taunt, by the way. Look at that, dude. He gets both ADCs with his taunt. Dear Lord, Broken Blade saves this fight.
Ready to take over a 4-shot there. Xiaohu trying to get out. It's a close battle. It's a back and forth. Light, can he get it done? He's getting lower and lower. He needs to reload. He's got 4 shots. There's 3 opponents. If he can find the kill, the math might work in his favor. The spear coming in. Cap.
Oh, he missed it on the Xiaohu. He missed the taunt.
Get it done. He's getting lower and lower. He needs to reload. He's got 4
It was so
shots.
close. I was watching the taunt. He just barely mistimes it.
The spear coming in.
Flash auto. Now Xiaohu's sad. Wow.
It's an ace for G2 off the back of Broken Blade's heroics. He finds a crucial 2-man knock into Taunt, setting up the whole fight.
Shout out to Broken Blade. Look how he plays this, man.
Breathe, isolated as Mickey becomes the target. Xiaohu's not in a good position to fight.
So they combo him with Nocturne and Ori ults. He drops Equalizer, but the Galio ult comes in to shield the team. So the Equalizer has very little value. Excellent flash on that taunt. Holy shit. Also get the follow-up crash down from Mickey.
The Galio ultimate coming through, and then Hanzo ultimate, and this flash torn into knockup. It's the 2.
Oh, sorry, not crash down. It's the Kalista ult.
It buys enough time for G2 to reposition. Xiaohu and Light's forced to retreat, and then the fight gets
Hansama gets so many autos off on this fight.
Attention to the top side. Light almost single-handedly turns the fight around if it weren't for the tower. But then he's forced to retreat as Caps regroups with the team. Xiaohu with the TP tries to turn the play around, but then Light takes too much damage.
Oh, that timing is so heartbreaking. It was almost even more perfect this play.
Up the fight. It's too much damage. and it's G2.
Would have been able to clean up the rest. Incredible. Kill top.
Incredible, but you just can't see it coming. It's so difficult to now.
He flashes as well. Goes gold and the rest of the team now on the way. Not enough money to complete the Zhonya's either.
Here we go.
But it's Broken Blade who's potentially been caught out. Initial taunt looks good. Is going to try to ult to his teammates. Forced back. Goes gold and the rest of the team now on the way. Yike does have ultimate. Do they want to go for this one or they do want to accept the loss? Beautiful pick from the side of Weibo.
His team should have just been doing Drake, by the way. I don't know why they're coming up to try and save him. If you see the 3 people there, you just take the free soul point. Because now they're going to be delayed and they won't be in the lanes as fast. There's going to be more map pressure for Weibo. They should have just done it quickly. Oh well.
They know that he's the one carry that can shut down Broken Blade, and they're able to catch him off on a side lane.
Big for the Baron setup. A minute now. Top wave pushing in will demand a response. Mid lane slightly in favor of G2.
I mean,
it's a pretty useless play, actually, by Weibo. They gave up soul points and they didn't get anything.
You can see how Xiaohu still has the tools to make this game complicated.
The thing is, though, is that the Zhonya's use was kind of bad because Broken Blade will not have Zhonya's up if they decide to start the Baron right away.
For many members on both sides.
I mean, Tristana's also got a lot of range, the reset potential here, but it looks like G2 want to try and find a fight, want to try and find a pick of their own. They spot out Tarzan. How many resources can they afford to burn to kill this jungle? It looks like they're willing to spend all of them as Tarzan's about to fall. He tries to flash the stage, but the Rend is there. Broken Blade again off to the side. He finds the Jhin. Isolated, but Breathe is there to protect him, to keep him standing. G2 want to keep going. They know they can take the Baron. 8 seconds. Jungler dead. They should just be able to grab it, but Weibo not isolated, but spot out Tarzan. How many
over for many members on both sides?
I mean, is mid laners on a base? Like why is Tarzan in the river here? Why is Tarzan in the river? Galio has TP and is respawning, and also is Galio.
Broken Blade again off to the side. He finds the Jhin. Isolated, but Breathe is there to protect him, to keep him standing. G2 want to keep going. They know they can take the Baron. 8 seconds. Jungler dead. They should just be able to grab it, but Weibo.
Cloud Drake / Soul Loki insane for not Callista Rel. Yep.
Which is such a valuable tool.
It sure is. Galio too, man. Nothing like a Galio just hopping in the middle of your team and moving super fast.
They're going to try their best to fight their way back in.
Weibo approaching. Light standing back 8 seconds till the curtain call. This should just be G2's Baron. They recognize they have no access, no way to get in. G2, great pick onto Tarzan, recognizing that window.
I don't know what Tarzan was doing there, though.
I like the idea there.
What's the difference between CC layering and chain CC? Chain is when you chain it together like links in a chain, so you maximize the amount of time. Layering CC is when you stack it all on top of each other, when you use your stuns at the same time. That's bad. Layering CC is bad. Chaining CC is good.
Just like that, Baron secured for G2. They need to reset though, shouldn't overstay their welcome. And you're seeing how difficult this composition is for Weibo to navigate. Functionally, if they're the ones to initiate, the layering of their ultimates can be massive, especially onto a low mobility character.
See, Vedius is using it properly. Layering ultimates in the case of G2, very good. You want to layer Nocturne and Galio ults in many circumstances. You do not want to layer CC ever.
Outside of the pick that they were able to find on Caps, a lot of the fights have been set on G2's terms. There was a situation in the bot lane where G2 overcommitted and overforced for the fight in which Weibo could turn things around. But whenever it's G2 to initiate with the Nocturne ultimate, Weibo just, it's so difficult for them to fight their way back.
And with G2 having the Baron empowering their push, allowing them to set up this vision first, the opportunity for Weibo to start those long-range engages just really isn't there right now. Minute 45.
Look at Tristana once
left
again
on the Baron.
In the mid lane.
Xiaohu sees that he has an angle. Hard for anyone really to match him. Broken Blade a threat. Ulti there. Tarzan trying to kick things off. Breathe an ultimate as well. A lot of resources burned to try and stop the push here, but there's another Baron wave coming in. They're going to have to concede this inhibitor.
Ulti?
They have to be ready to go straight for the 5v5 if they don't want to lose this. But I think they should just give it up.
They're going to. Look at mid lane as well. Broken Blade keeping the push up, ready with his ultimate to join the fray at any moment.
G2 have to be careful though. Walking through that choke is such a risky proposition. Tarzan not having ult though is big. Weibo, I think conceding their ultimate ability just a little bit too early. Now going to have to give more. Nice ulti coming in for Breathe. No immediate follow-up. Hansama quick to cleanse here. Flashes on all the carries. Cleanse down for Hans.
The 6 scrubs doing so much work as well.
G2 continuing to push forward. Tarzan more nice
to join the frailty.
They have to be ready to go straight for the 5v5 if they don't want to lose this.
It's a good push by G2.
Just give it up. They're going to look at mid lane as well. Broken Blade keeping the push up, ready with his ultimate to join the fray at any moment.
The globals are really fucking up Weibo.
Such a risky proposition. Tarzan not having ult though is big. Weibo, I think conceding their ultimate ability just a little bit too early. Now going to have to give more. Nice ulti coming in.
Very bad equalizer.
Hansama quick to cleanse here. Flashes on all the carries.
Doesn't even kill the wave. Doesn't stop the siege. Doesn't really even hurt them.
G2 continuing to push forward.
Good locket usage by Mickey as well. Crisp has to flash, otherwise he gets taunted.
Lower and lower. Dash through. A decent angle. Curtain call there. Xiaohu hoping to find the resets.
Mickey close to ult, trying to chase. You can't see anything. I got some flashes down. Got a reset. I don't know about Xiaohu there. All right.
He thought he had the angle, but G2 playing with discipline, just back off.
He was looking for a moment of resets. Get that first kill, reset comes through. Maybe he can clean up the fight. But unfortunately, it doesn't come to fruition.
Hansama has Jack Show now.
G2, but they get to
Terminus Jack Show, the dream.
In 50 seconds, but maybe they don't care about it. With a few, well, with not much time left on the Baron, maybe they're setting their sights on the top lane.
Breathe does now have the Zhonya's, but he has no flash. Xiaohu has no flash, and that is montage potential.
Trying to be off on the...
He broke a blade, decent ulti, but they've already lost Mickey. G2, do they want to keep the last chance? Redemption there. Crisp into the back line. Tarzan off on the side.
Another really bad equalizer, honestly.
G2 to get away from the ulti. Broke a blade, decent ulti, but they've already lost Mickey. G2, do they want to keep going forward? Resets now coming in. Light 4-shot. Not doing a lot. Xiaohu off to the side. No flash, but might not need it. Re-engage now coming in.
Oh my god, Yike onto the back line.
Hansama on a rampage. Can they clean the fight? A 3v3 now. No way, but they might not need it. Xiaohu rocket jumping out. G2.
Look at the base, look at the base. It's falling apart for Weibo. It's a 2 for 2, sorry, as 3 members remain alive, but Caps has the TP available to him. He's going to TP back to top lane.
They want to close it. 36 seconds on Light, 28 on Crisp. Breathe, no ultimate. Xiaohu has his. It would require a miracle. G2 continuing to push. They've got supers. They've got so much in their favor. The 3-man core standing strong. But Xiaohu, Breathe, and Tarzan want to make the difference. Xiaohu going in. Hansama backing away. Broken Blade with an excellent 2-man taunt. Caps there to follow up, and now Breathe is going to be in trouble. Knockback from Xiaohu is clutch, buying a bit more space, but Broken Blade just does not take damage. Tarzan in trouble now. Blade of the Rune King procced. Broken Blade single-handedly zoning, but G2 need to get the hell out. They bought enough time. Light is about to respawn. G2 could be in trouble. Yes, they found the kill.
Oh, the shockwave so good.
Back, but Crisp is now on the hunt. Light has the ulti. Curtains opened. Hansama gets out, though, crucially.
Mickey's back in the
following.
fight.
Broken Blade still standing. Breathe, the blinking health bar. Hansama has the damage. The TP coming
More and more TPs all the time.
Caps is here. Paranoia is here. G2 want to end it. They've isolated the 80 carry away. Do they just want to focus the Nexus?
Dude, what is Light doing over there?
Damage, the TP coming in.
What is Light doing over there?
Paranoia is here. G2 want to end it. They've isolated the 80 carry away. Do they just want to focus the Nexus? Caps trying to get a bit more space. Light still standing. 4 bullets. Hansama pulling him back. Breathe getting so much damage down. Mickey knows that he keeps Light out. G2 will end the game. Crisp down. Light running. G2 will.
That's a good paranoia, even though Nocturne wasn't even in range. But damn, Hansama is good at Callista.
A close affair with crazy clutch.
I don't know how I feel about that G2 win, guys. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. Like, I thought Weibo was pretty trash this entire tournament. And I hope that G2's win would be a little cleaner there. Let's take a look. So tomorrow, guys, we will be doing both best of threes. Tomorrow night is Summoning Insight. Tomorrow night, my time. So that'll be like in the early afternoon in Europe. We'll be Summoning Insight. So I'll stream both these best of threes tomorrow. Then we'll do Summoning Insight. Power Spike will be the day after that. Then we're going to take a break for a few days, and I will be back on Friday the 11th to stream the next 2 best of threes. So I will be streaming all of the games, doing VOD reviews here at Worlds, guys. So if you want to follow the channel or subscribe to me, if you miss games, you can just go over to my YouTube channel and hit the live tab. It'll be up over there as well. So there we go. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you for those MDK versus GAM and Pain versus Team Liquid games tomorrow. See you then.